Breakfast puppies, dinner puppies, lunch puppies. Ain't no thing. I'll dust all them puppies because I'm Jebediah. I'm the farmer over here. I got all your dusting puppy needs.
This podcast contains adult language and content and is meant for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
We're all set to begin, so let's dive right in to Bikers, Dice, and Bars. Talking bicycles and motorbikes, gamer things and all the like. You can listen to it in your cars, but mostly it's about dive bars. Bikers, Dice, and Bars.
Hey, Jacob, what are we drinking?
Tonight, we're drinking Poor Man's Dark and Stormies. It's Gosling's Extra Strong Proof, a dark room, and Canada Dry Ginger Ale. No lime in this one, minimal ice, and God bless American Free Pour.
Yeah.
I mean, this is literally just rum and ginger ale, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. There's supposed to be ginger ale in here?
Yeah.
What's the proof on this?
150.
Oh my god.
Wait, what?
150.
Wait, what?
150.
And we
Can
have
you
gone-
count?
We have gone
Would you like
through
to
a
see the
bottle.
bottle?
No.
Oh, I don't think it's a... Yeah, okay.
Oh, my God. It's 150. Because I took a sip thinking it was just going to be... I thought it was just regular Goslings. And I'm like, that'll be fine. I took a sip and I was like...
Yeah.
Well, speaking of things that are... You're listening to Bikers, Dice, and Bars, recorded here in Portland, Oregon. As usual, I'm NPC.
I'm just Jacob.
I had way too much... No, sorry. I'm Dr. Xander Gerrymander.
Poppy Beaujolais.
And joining us is our favorite player.
Navita.
And we're doing the first actual play session of our brand new Tales from the Loop campaign. Woo!
Oh, God, the
Set
fucking
in
rum.
1986, starting off at Christmas time. If you are the kind of person who in advance has also acquired a copy of this special book, I am running out of time.
Out of time.
Hasn't been it's been published. Hasn't been released yet to the general public. But for us Kickstarter elites of the second campaign, we have a copy. And it's fantastic. I'm excited to run it. If you are unfamiliar with Tales from the Loop, it takes place in a 1980s that never was. It is very much the Stephen King / Goonies / Explorers / Monster Squad. And also you probably watched that thing called Stranger Things. You might have seen it. It was pretty cool. This is a game full of 1980s nostalgia and a little bit of sci-fi thrown in for good measure.
That is a nice, substantial book. Is that just like a campaign setting?
It has a campaign, but as with all of their supplements, it adds other stuff.
Okay.
So I'll tell you what, I'll go into it. The Out of Time book is actually sort of a crossover between Tales from the Loop, which takes place in the 1980s that never was, and Things from the Flood, which takes place in the 1990s that never was. In Tales from the Loop, you play kids. In Tales and Things from the Flood, you play teens. And it focuses on the different cultural zeitgeists of the time, but, you know, mixed in with some flying magnet ships and some robots and particle accelerator weirdness. Whereas Tales from the Loop is all about the hopefulness and the cool shit that could have happened in the 80s. Things from the Flood is all about the lies that we were told in the 80s that didn't come true.
Like the real 90s.
And the monsters that it's left behind. It's pretty cool.
You said alternate reality?
You know, too soon. Too soon. Anyway, Out of Time is an expansion that came with the Things from the Flood Kickstarter. And it has a campaign in it. And I use that loosely because Tales from the Loop is a very open-ended game in that your characters are allowed to generally explore how they want to. But by campaign, I mean a series of linked scenarios that can happen in... I don't want to give away too much. We'll play it out. But it also has other stuff, including what they call the The mix CD. Yeah, that's right.
What?
So the first expansion for Tales from the Loop was called Our Friends the Machines. And it had a few adventures, and then it had what they call a mystery landscape, which is essentially like 8 or 10 like adventure sites, which each have like a dude or a person who's doing some weird ass shit, and the kids get involved in it. But then it also had what they called the mixtape, which was a set of small adventures based on songs from the 80s. Well, this one has the mix CD, which is the set of adventures based on songs from the 90s.
Nice.
And it also...
Does it actually come with a mix CD?
You know, it doesn't.
Oh.
But what it does come with is a brand new setting. So Tales from the Loop, by default, is based at the Mallorn Islands in Sweden, which is where Simon Stålenhag, the creator of these beautiful bits of art that grace the cover and the insides of these books, this is where he grew up. But there's an American setting, which is Boulder City, Colorado.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, we're not doing that. I'm sorry.
Boulder City, Nevada.
One of those flyover states that I don't give a shit about.
Oh.
Fight.
And anyway.
I think I fucking won't.
Boulder City, North Dakota, for all I fucking care.
Damn it, Nathaniel.
We just lost Nevada. But,
And Colorado.
And good thing no one lives in North Dakota.
seriously, right? Like 8 people and some seals or something. I don't know.
As the member of this
Yes,
group,
those landlocked seals.
No, it's 8 residents, 2 senators, and 1 representative.
And like polar bear
An electoral
seals
college.
or something. But
God damn it.
Our Friends the Machine introduced a new setting. It introduced the rules for how to turn your hometown into a loop.
Cool.
It's like advice on how to do this. And it had some links to websites that you can use to create some maps of your own that could match it. And I think it created, I forget, somewhere in like Britain or something. This one adds a new one. So now, up until this point, there are 4 published books and there are 4 separate loops. So, listener, if you're into Tales from the Loop and you want examples of different places you can play aside from either Sweden or Colorado.
Boulder City, Nevada.
Boulder City, Nevada.
Nevada.
All I know is that place is
Silver and
burned out
citrus,
and bombed to
Nevada.
bits in Fallout New Vegas. But you should check these books out. And Out of Time is amazing. And that's what we're playing today. And now we did a character creation session, actually now 2 of them that you can listen to on our Patreon. Well, let's go ahead and get started playing. Let's introduce the characters.
Zip.
Your name's not Zip.
Well,
Sorry, put you on the
okay.
spot.
I am Navita. I am playing Tiffany Zip Bartlett, who is the rocker. Ow!
this is just Jacob playing Ryan Tupper, the jock.
This is Poppy Beaujolais playing Winifred Gertrude Hamilton. You can call me Winnie, and I am the computer geek.
This is Dr. Xander Gerrymander playing Seth Yastremski, the weirdo.
Now, what's quickly... we've been drinking. I'm actually 3 of
We're
these
like
in. So
real been drinking.
my words are going to be slurring a bit. I apologize.
There was a
Yeah,
very,
That's what makes us awesome, right?
Sure.
I keep telling myself
there was
that.
a beautiful tableau where Xander's face, he had taken a sip, and it was like, no, more ginger ale needs to happen.
You're saying something.
Well, I will say, I don't think I've ever waved that white flag faster, harder, and with more urgency in my entire goddamn life when it came to a drink. I did not
It's real
know
good.
this was 151 proof rum until I took a sip without ice and just went,
Yeah, it hit the back of my throat, and I was like,
it smelled fine.
I think you were waving some white flags on that crown apple.
well,
Well, that's because it just tasted like, just rancid, apple flavored Jolly Rancher.
oh,
Not because it might have actually done a number on my liver.
Mm.
Correct.
You know,
Well-
you asked for it straight. I gave it to you straight. And because you're Dr. Xander Gerrymander, I gave you like just shy of 3 fingers.
I fucking know what you gave me.
We have a futon.
We do have a futon.
There might
Good.
be 2 of us there. 'Cause
We
That's
got
quite a
plenty.
bit.
We got a couch. We got a futon. We got.
Party time at the Bikers Dice and Bars house.
Anyways, back to some kids.
Back to some kids here. So I want to, listener, enforce some basic understanding concepts of how Tales from the Loop works. In this game, we're going to be playing the adventures of some kids who I believe are all between the ages of 12 and 13, set in 1986, who are going to go on some mysterious adventures dealing with a little bit of sci-fi, maybe a tiny bit of horrific elements. However, Tales from the Loop is ultimately a game that is wholesome in the end. The kids cannot die. We cannot kill the kids with this story.
Okay.
We ourselves may have lots of adult language and may say some pretty foul things about what's happening in the background. But the line of child death is never crossed in this game. So take comfort in the fact that this is going to be a little more wholesome than something that you might have thought about with childhood horror-based games. You know what I'm talking about? Little Fears or something. You should check it out. It's a great game.
And going off of that, you know, we are setting this game in a real place at a real time. But this is a work of fantasy. And while it is inspired by the history, we will be ignoring, you know, major historical events and, you know, many parts of reality in furtherance of that childhood line.
What we're saying is don't send us hate mail about fact-checking us for every little thing. I think is what just Jacob is trying to say over there.
That too.
Also overproof rum. Continue.
And I do want to mention a technical note here is that I am going to try and make this a little bit more real in that I want you to listen to us actually play the game. There's going to be less editing than I normally do in our main episodes.
Lucky. I was actually sorry to break the flow necessarily, but did the Challenger explosion happen?
Was that 88?
No, it was
happened
before
in
this,
85 or 86. Yeah.
Yes.
Because
yes, it
that would have
happened.
significantly impacted my mom. I just wanted to see if that was something that happened. Okay.
Yes.
good.
Anything that we know in our reality, any of those events, we can expect them to have happened, especially if they were formative events from our youth.
Okay.
Now, I don't think anyone here is under the age of 35.
I am.
You are?
How old are you?
Fucking baby Xander. Oh.
34.
I remember when you turned 21. All right. That said, you were at least alive in part of the 80s, right?
I was born in 85.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. You're one of us.
People gobbled.
I think we should all go
gobbled.
around and say how old we were in 1986.
Oh, I think we should not.
Seconded. Like,
So I was one.
Davida and I are looking at each other like,
nope, no.
That's a big old pile of fuck that noise.
And, you know, just for that funness, I'm going to go ahead and start the rewards early. For that zinger,
All right.
Davida, give yourself an XP.
Yeah.
Tell you what, XP is extremely valuable in this game. Treasure it.
Technically, I got one at the last session.
She's not wrong.
Damn it. What was it for? I remember
It
this.
was for was it Cool Ranch Doritos or
yes.
It was for breaking Jacob.
or was it for
It was
Hot
for
for Teacher?
It was for hot for it was for
hot.
half a
Okay, I just listened to this and I don't remember which one it was, but I think it was Hot for Teacher.
Okay.
You
That's
have 2
when-
XP. God damn it, Zip.
That's when Jacob went
Zip
full
is the
hyena.
coolest one in the group.
Zip rocks.
Yeah, Zip is cool.
Okay, let's give a quick rundown of who your characters are. And this time I want to start over here from Seth. Yes.
Yes. So Seth Yastrzemski is a first-generation American. His parents are... You want to go into the background too, like everything?
Just give me the 2-sentence elevator pitch for your character. So we'll move on.
Yeah. So first generation, his parents are from Poland. He moved to Oregon. His father, Josef Mayor Joe Yastrzemski, is the mayor of Klamath Falls. Seth's just this fucking...
That's like 4 sentences, dude.
Hey, you don't know where my commas are.
There are some semicolons,
Semicolons,
and
partial
some
colons.
M-dashes.
I'll bet your English teacher hate Seth.
Are you like
Yeah,
a
totally does.
comrade instead of a comrade?
Oh,
Commodore? No. So basically, when you see this kid rolling down the street, he has, if you know anything about military history, you're like, this fucking guy has like a fucking East Berlin hat with like a Soviet pair of pants, and for some reason, an Italian trench coat that's also like all over the goddamn place. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Literally, if you open the Tales from the Loop book and you look through the character archetypes and you look at the weird kid, that's a carbon copy of Seth. Like, I believe you saw that and it was like, me.
And if you knew me from when I actually was 13 and 14, me.
yeah.
Not quite that bad, though.
Poppy.
Okay, so I am playing Winifred Hamilton. I am 12 years old, so I am a year younger than everybody else. I was homeschooled until this year, and I tested out of 7th grade, basically, and they put me into 8th grade. I am a computer geek, so I'm always lugging around my 28-pound portable computer. But otherwise, I generally blend into the crowd. I am petite and kind of keep to myself.
I'm playing Ryan Tupper. Ryan has half of his family from up in Chiloquin on the res and the other half from in town. There's some strained family relationships about it. Ryan plays on the basketball team and competes in track.
And you are the jock.
And
right?
I'm the jock.
Right?
It has a rad BMX bike.
And it has a rad BMX bike.
All right. And concluding this group,
I am Tiffany, but she will not
nobody
like
calls
it.
you that.
If you
Fucking
call
cut
it
you.
that, I will cut a bitch. Zip. She is the rocker. She has gigantic, as big as she can get it, bleach blonde hair and super cool leather jacket.
So is it like a mohawk that you have, or is it just like super spiky? How's it looking?
It is. I'm
Give it
trying to think of
Trihawk?
the best. No, it really is like
Flock of seagulls.
Motley Crue, glam
Oh,
rock.
Like
yeah,
you got the
yeah.
fly trap.
No,
bangs.
like it's David Bowie from Labyrinth, basically.
Heard.
Oh, okay.
Heard.
I just want to go over my note that I wrote for Zip during the character creation session is I have crazy giant bleach blonde hair.
Yes.
Yes.
See, that's one of the best things about Zip is no one can tease Zip as much as Zip teases her hair.
Ooh, love it.
Yeah.
Does your family own stock in Aquanet?
No, but I do carry a can, and it's often a flamethrower with Rasmus.
Amazing.
Again, this is why Zip is considered the coolest of the group.
Oh my God.
This is why Zip is our goddamn leader.
Oh, yes. And I play the bass, and I sing, and our band's name is...
Shut your fucking
Hold
mouth.
on. We'll get to the band's name in a moment. But I would like to quickly go around the table, starting with Zip. And for those who have not listened to our special bonus Patreon content about the character creation,
Why didn't you?
well,
I mean,
let's
come
give
on.
you at least a little bit of a hint here as to what's contained therein. Tell us your favorite song. Zip?
Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil.
Ryan?
Actual.
Actual.
The actual
favorite
one?
song. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You Give Love a Bad Name by Bon Jovi.
Poppy?
Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel.
And, sorry, that was Winifred. And Seth.
A Forest by The Cure.
I thought your song was like the fucking
Oh, the
marching Russian music
Russian
band
Army
or
Choir.
whatever.
Yeah. Yes. No, my actual favorite is A Forest by The Cure. However, I listen to a shit ton of the Russian Red Army Choir. I love that shit.
Whereas my cover song is He Covers Me by Steve Camp.
That's...
No one's got Highway to the Danger Zone?
No.
I mean, I listen to everything
I
that's
take
on
back
MTV.
Eye of the Tiger was playing a lot today, just saying.
Well, I know that Rasmus, unfortunately, Scott, who was present in our character creation session, Scott is out for this session and will hopefully be joining us in a future one. Rasmus, if I remember correctly,
It's okay. He hates being here.
he hates
I hate
it
this place.
He hates this.
His favorite song was Europe's Final Countdown.
Amazing.
It sure was.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump in.
Okay.
To 1986. It is a Friday before Christmas. No, sorry. It's a Thursday.
Okay.
We haven't started Friday yet. Christmas break is about to begin. Now, I've got some questions for your group here to sort of set the scene. First off, I know that Winifred, I know that your household has a cat. What's that cat's name?
Eratosthenes.
Eratosthenes.
It's so hard to say.
Is it Eratosthenes?
Hold on. I will spell it for you.
I believe your parents call it the cat.
The cat. Yeah, because they can't pronounce it. And apparently
thanks
neither
to
can
one
I.
of our episodes where we had Trevona on, I refer to our cat as Kit.
Cat. We play mini cat games.
Kit.
No. Where does
Well, you have a cat. However,
Yes.
what I look on that name, correct me in a minute here, but does anybody else have a family pet? Now, I know that Seth has a personal pet. I'm talking about a family pet. Do you have a household pet, a cat, a dog, something that lives there, something that you consider also part of the family? Let's bring in these furry friends.
I'm going to go and say that my parents definitely have a German Shepherd. For
What's
sure.
that German Shepherd's name?
McNamara.
Mac. Dog.
Can you explain that to my friend who doesn't understand?
The former Secretary of Defense for the United States, Robert Strange McNamara.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, what was his term of office?
He was
You say former, yeah.
Yeah. No, he was definitely in, during the majority of the Vietnam War era.
Oh,
Man.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Former.
All right.
Responsible for
So we got a German Shepherd named McNamara. Do any of you have a pet? A
I
family
could
pet
go
or a
for
personal pet.
I could go for a personal pet. I would totally do a beta.
A what?
Beta fish?
Beta fish?
Yeah.
Oh, hell
Okay.
yeah.
Proteus.
Rhodius.
Love it.
I misheard you, and all I was picturing was a fish tank with Beto O'Rourke in it.
That too.
I am not going to lie. I thought the same thing.
Again,
Rhodius the beta fish.
again, Dr. Sander.
This is frightening right now. It's fine. Continue.
And unfortunately, me and my mom, in the tiny place that she can afford as a single mom, cannot have a pet. However, my aunties out in Chiloquin have a cat that I'm really close to. It's called Kint.
Hint.
Oh, so they're your aunties.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
My aunties,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Fantastic. So that leads me to the next question then. Speaking of family, Ryan, it's Christmas time. What is Christmas like at your house?
Me trying to stay out of the way.
Okay, out of the way of what?
Well, you know, mom's side of the family is not very happy with my entire existence because of the fact I was, born out of wedlock. My dad was Native. My mom was not. My mom's side of the family is kind of evangelical. I'm not particularly smart. I'm just a jock, which is okay, but I spend too much time with the wrong side of the family, in their opinion. So when I'm around mom's side of the family, it's uncomfortable. And then around the other side of the family, they're not really into Christmas.
So what does your mom show about all of this? Or to you? Like, what do you pick up from her about her feelings of this conflict?
She is a woman caught in the middle, a single mom with a kid she loves, who feels a lot of guilt around like the relationship that led to the kid, the disappointment of her parents, the fact that she will do things to appease her parents that shits all over the kid, but still loves the kid and tries to make amends later sort of situation. One of those, because she's really dependent on that emotional relationship with her side of the family. And so, yeah.
Wasn't it established that she was just laid off?
Yeah.
Just fired?
Yeah. So Christmas time at the Tupper house is a little rough.
Yeah.
Well, my mom's last name.
Yeah.
I'm
your
a
mom
Tupper.
formerly until
Very
yesterday or today.
Yeah.
Even it was extremely recent.
Yeah,
when
it
this
was
happened.
2 years.
I mean, this is
2
like
days.
this is really brutal.
She worked in sort of a custodial position.
Yep, at the towers.
At the towers, the particle acceleration towers, the DARPA facility that is built in this town. Particle accelerator running underneath Klamath Falls and Klamath Lake.
In fact, I got home from school just yesterday and got an early Christmas present of my brand new Houston Rockets jersey. And she also got to tell me she had just been laid off.
Oh, no.
Okay, 86. Why the Houston Rockets?
Is the Houston Rockets were the ones who went to the NBA Finals against the Celtics and lost. And goddamn, if I'm going to be a Celtics supporter.
Oh.
Zing, we just lost Boston. It's fine.
Ryan, this is happening right now.
Yeah, I'm like full
she
of angst.
just delivered this message. How do you react to that?
I do the kid who doesn't know how to show emotional support for an adult and is doing his best to make his mom happy until she goes into her room for a good cry, and I hit the road on my BMX bike to ride my feelings out.
You haven't gotten that opportunity just yet. She has just handed you this.
I think
she says, because she's never been that good with timing.
Yeah.
One of the reasons...
Okay, go ahead.
This is the fourth time I think we've broken Jacob tonight. One of the reasons that she got along so well with your dad, from what you understand of stories that she's told you in passing or whenever you've asked about him, because he hasn't really been that present, right?
Nope.
Is that she's always been very immediate.
Impulsive.
Doesn't beat around the bush. Doesn't beat around the bush with people that aren't related to her. And or as she says, family she didn't choose.
Right.
So when she hands you this gift, she's like, "Merry Christmas. I'm giving you this early." You weren't expecting it early.
Right.
Because you're used to the way that the Baker family being like the extended family of Tammy and Jim and Tammy Baker do their Christmas, which is you open your motherfucking presents on Christmas motherfucking day, motherfucker.
After prayers.
Stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. After prayers, after church on TV. And
Watch church.
you got to watch church. Yeah. You got to watch church on TV. So you're surprised when a week before Christmas is days to come. She's like, does she have a name for you? When she's being nice, does she have like a
Rye?
This is your Christmas present. I want you to have this now.
Thanks,
Because
Mom.
I'm not working anymore. Today was my last day. They let me go.
You mean you're going on Christmas break early?
For an extended amount of time, I'm on break. And that means no more food or money except for, what we got saved up.
You mean you got fired?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't want you to worry about it.
But Mom,
This work, it comes and it goes. This is how it's always been.
But
we've got your dad's money coming in. So
Mr. Paulson said if we were late with the rent again, we were going to get evicted.
She looks at you. Ryan, I don't remember their names. Who's Mr. Paulson again?
The landlord.
I thought you were talking about a teacher.
Yeah, no.
We're not going to get evicted. Your dad's taking care of that.
Okay.
Just that.
Oh,
But I want you to have this, and I know, because it's not them, you know. Wear this tomorrow when you go to school. Wear it proudly.
thanks, Mom. We're going to be
And-
okay, right?
Before she can answer that, one of your cousins yells out something from the other room that just like, I gotta go tend to them. But Merry Christmas and I love you.
Stunned silence.
And she leaves. She heads to go deal with the various bits of family that are coming in and out because it's the Baker family, and she's not necessarily an important member of the family, but they sort of rotate through the holidays.
Slide out.
Hundreds of them.
Slide out to the garage, throw the jersey on, and jump on the BMX and go for a ride.
Where are you riding to?
Don't know, don't care.
It's a Thursday night.
Don't know, don't care.
Okay. Where are you ending up?
To the cabin in the woods. There we
Okay,
go.
great.
Nice.
What about the rest of you? Okay, I got a special question. Who in this group has that sloppy, kissy Aunt Carol that always finds you every holiday, always gives you a hideous fucking sweater, and always makes a fruitcake that no one likes?
I mean,
I am pretty sure that's me.
She just arrived tonight.
God,
What are you
damn it.
doing?
I hear her car come up because she's got that car that has that sound. And so it's just one of those eye-rolling moments where I know that I have to be part of these holiday regalia, my father being the mayor and everything, and I don't like it because it's the one time of the year where they force me to go and completely dress up to look not like a fucking freak.
Now, when you say they, tell me about your mother.
My mother's name is Joanna. She goes by Anne because the States.
So your parents are named Yosef and Joanna.
Yeah.
All right. The yo-yos.
Oh, God. What have I done?
I was going to say, when is there a tree lighting ceremony in Downtown Square?
Oh, it's
Tomorrow.
all, yeah.
Okay.
It's on the Friday before Christmas.
Not tonight, though.
No, not tonight, but they're having a lot of people over from, city council, from, like the head of the police department's there, all that kind of stuff. Just for like a nice kind of like pre-party before the actual ceremony tomorrow. And it's just one of those things where they go and they make me like, wipe off the guy liner and like take the like flickered nail polish off my fingers. Like my mom like literally sits me down with the scrub and just like, not tonight, honey, not tonight. She calls me her unruly treasure.
Oh.
But does she say it in Polish?
Of course she does. And I know what she means. And it's just the night where I like roll my eyes. I have to kind of go through the motions. I know that this is what's expected of me, and I fucking hate every second of it. And then Aunt Carol shows up.
Oh, honey, come to your Aunt Carol. Give me a kiss.
Oh, you've gotten so big.
Oh, you're so big.
She's an aunt by marriage, isn't she?
Oh, come here. Let me give you kisses. I think Aunt Carol is your mom's sister.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
You're probably more of a fan of your dad's side of the family because they're weird.
They're a little
right?
weirder.
They're
yeah,
a little weirder.
they're a little more off kilter, I think.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things too where they put me in that Christmas sweater, and I kind of walk around the entire time with my eyes almost permanently rolled over, just because I can't do anything else.
So this sweater, she clearly assembled herself with her needles.
Oh.
What about and you've received one every year of your life. What have you done with the other 12 sweaters? Well, there were a handful that have been locked away because, as parents do with their
They
kids.
do keep those things.
What have
yeah,
you done
absolutely.
with the last 8 of them?
I always go and make sure to have it displayed prominently on the clothes rack in my room, just so she thinks that I care. It's one of those things where I know it's just gonna be a lot easier for her not to ask where it is.
She's like, show me your room, honey.
Yeah, every time. Yes, Aunt Carol.
I'll give you a quarter if you rub my feet.
Oh, God, no.
Seth, are you an only? No, you don't have an older sister.
Yeah, that's Quinn.
Right. Quinn is not someone that you normally get along with.
No.
It's probably not an adversarial relationship, but it's definitely one that you're the 8th grader and she's the senior in high school. You're technically both top of your class. You essentially rule your schools. However, she rules her school way more effectually than you rule yours.
Yeah, so it's not adversarial at all. What it really is that she's just more or less embarrassed of me, does not really acknowledge me whenever we're out together or if we have to be out together, and basically tells her friends that I'm like that cousin or something, and never really goes into much detail about it.
Gotcha.
We don't hate each other. We're actually fine, and when it's just family gatherings, it's more of because of her popular status at school that whenever we're out in public, it's much more of a, oh yeah, that other relative of something I don't remember where.
That weird younger brother of mine.
Yeah.
So that Thursday night, as your family's coming in, the various bits and pieces are straggling in to come to this location, and you've never quite understood why all of your distant family comes to Klamath fucking Falls. It's so strange, but everyone seems to come out of here. They seem to fly to a city that's like a 5-hour drive away that even takes them that's much more expensive to fly to, from what your dad says. And they always drive down to Klamath Falls. You never quite figured out why, but the family comes here every year, and your dad hosts them, and he is the immaculate, consummate host. The party isn't quite raging, but everyone's getting ready for tomorrow night, which is, the big city tree and all that shit. But tonight, Aunt Carol is essentially on a rampage.
Oh, dear.
She's doing that aunt thing. She's just arrived in town. She's criticizing everyone in the house. She's basically shadowing your mom and pointing out all of her failures as a human being. Despite her being a significantly less accomplished person in the totem pole, you figured out that that's just Aunt Carol's way.
Yeah.
But you've also figured out that she has heat-seeking missiles to deliver kisses to her nephew. So you have ducked outside to get away from Aunt Carol.
Yes.
You've stepped out into the back porch. Probably got a swimming pool because
of course I do.
Mayor.
I mean, it's iced over right now, but
yeah, it's a bit iced over. Klamath Falls has geothermal energy. It might not be iced over. Just saying. It's covered, though. You are out there alone when you hear a sniffle and a sob. And you turn and look. And sitting in the dark, like you would, or you hiding away, is your sister.
Oh, she's in the backyard somewhere.
She's sitting on one of the pool chairs, kind of dragged off to the side into the dark. It's kind of a spot where she sometimes goes to smoke cigarettes when she thinks no one's home.
She's smoking cigarettes now.
There is the lingering scent of tobacco on the air, but she is not currently smoking one.
I kind of go and take up an inquisitive eyebrow, realize it's her, look back towards the house, see kind of the chaos that's erupted inside, and go, oh, something is definitely amiss here. So I walk up to her.
She's holding something in her hand.
Can I tell what it is?
Yeah, you can. It's a strip, like a folded in strip of leather.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a pregnancy test.
Me too.
Oh,
Oh
what?
God, me
I
too.
thought it was going to be a what?
Pregnancy test. She's holding the blue strip.
I'm like,
Different strip. I walk up to her in a way that she can. I try to make sure I don't sneak up on her because I know she'd probably hit me. So it's kind of much more of those ways that you walk up on somebody where you know that they want. You want them to know that your presence is coming up towards them, as to not startle her. And also in case she, has to go and like wipe away a tear, it's not gonna be too embarrassing to go and do it immediately because you've snuck up on them.
I get you.
Yeah.
Q, are you okay?
For a moment, you look at her and she looks up at you, and you see it's as if time has stopped and you're looking at someone who isn't actually there. It's your friend, Zip. She's about 5 years older. But her features fade, and you see your sister. Much more bedraggled because there's a little bit of a drizzle out here, and it's cold, and the hair, the big-ass blonde hair, is kind of damped down, and her mascara is running a little bit. But she is clearly crying, and she looks up, and she's like, it's fine, you should go inside. And she kind of turns away.
Wait, so Zip shows up for a second.
No, there's just this moment. It's not even a mystical moment. It's more of a mental superimposing of an image here.
Got it.
Yeah.
So it is definitely my sister. She's definitely
your
crying.
sister. It's clearly your sister. However, your sister has the 80s rocker thing going on too, but to a much more subdued mayor's daughter decorum degree.
Got it.
Yeah. She has the big ass hair that's teased and blonde, and she has the mascara.
More
and
cheerleader style versus rocker, maybe? Like the
senior in high school, less cheerleader, more valedictorian.
Yeah.
But still got to deal with the ages. Got to be hip to be square.
She's got
kind of whatever.
Kelly Kapowski hair.
Does she look cold?
Saved by the
She
Bell.
looks cool.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No,
Your sister-
cold.
Cold?
Yeah.
Well, that a little bit. Yeah, a little chilly outside here in Oregon.
In Klamath Falls, yeah.
Klamath Falls
December.
in December.
Yeah. So chilly, very chilly. I don't listen to her, and instead I go and I sit down next to her and I take off the sweater that I fucking hate, but put it around her instead, and kind of give that kind of half-hearted meek younger brother a hug and just sit there. And I don't say anything.
She does something that she has only done a few times before. It's not that it's never happened. It's just that as you have each come into your ages, as you have come into your middle school years and she came into her high school years, you have clearly become separated by the ages.
Mm-hmm.
She lays her head on your head, kind of leaning over as if it was a shoulder, but she's much, much taller than you. And you see that she is holding that leather strip is your dog's collar.
McNamara?
I don't know where he is. He hasn't come. He's gone. He hasn't come home.
Q, what happened to McNamara? Did you take him for a walk?
He jumped over the fence, like he does. You can't really keep them contained. We shouldn't keep them contained, she mutters.
Q, we have to go after him.
I went and I looked and I found this, and he's gone.
Where?
I think he just ran away.
No. McNamara would never leave his post.
Max, I know that you believe your silly things. Well, this is a dog and he's gone and he's one of us and he's not. I've known him much longer than you. Seth?
At
He's
this,
almost as old as me.
at this point, I start having little tears roll down my eyes too.
And at this point, when you start crying, she sees your tears, she is just bawling. How does this close out?
This closes out by us kind of having one of those more rarer moments too of us actually being physically close to each other. That moment of just sibling love that had really popped out in the last quite a few years of us just holding each other, kind of realizing what she's saying. I'm realizing that she probably did give it her best effort to go and find this dog and found the collar and realized that it was not going to be a good ending. And me just not even asking about that or anything else that she might have found and just kind of going and flowing with the tears with her. We sit out there for another 5 minutes. At one point, she does pull out another cigarette. And for the first time, I take a drag.
And we close that out. Now, which of you, it could be someone who's gone or someone who's not, is really into The Lord of the Rings?
Definitely me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I was going to say only because of Led Zeppelin.
I was going to say point of order. Led
yeah,
Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin. I would
Me
be
before-
like,
yeah, for a different reason, but yeah, yeah.
only because of Led Zeppelin. Well, maybe in the animated movie.
You're
but
really Zip's really into Lord of the Rings, and Winnie's
I'm the Cimmerillion.
and Winnie's really into Tolkien rings.
Yes. Yeah.
Tolkien rings.
Okay, I think we just dated ourselves to be then. Never mind.
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
Okay, so which of you then is like super into it though?
Me. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I mean, multiple people can be into it, but like, which of you is like, this is how I live and breathe?
I've basically read every book in the library.
Okay. So here's the question.
Yes.
How many times have you, Poppy, read The Silmarillion?
0.
All right. I give you experience points if between now and the next session you read it.
No.
Are we not planning on running again for 5 months?
I'll lend you my copy if you want it.
It would probably take me an entire year to read that.
The first time I read that, it was because
like
I had
the Bible.
mono.
If there's an audiobook,
There is.
for fuck's sake.
Oh, there. Yeah.
How many
I think there's like
hours is
8
it?
of them.
Get through the Mabinogion,
I
which is
couldn't
what
even
I'm
get
going
through
through
Two
right
Towers, guys.
now. No. I skipped through a shit ton of Two Towers. Don't
Oh
even
my
worry about
God.
that.
Oh, the
I'm
Two Towers
embarrassed
is
for
the
all of
worst
you.
fucking book ever.
I can't even.
I'm like, are they still fucking walking?
They're still talking about tobacco 6 pages later.
I know, and I loved it.
That was awful.
I was just sad the Council of Elrond didn't last longer.
So,
okay.
okay, then Winifred,
I
Winnie,
kinda feel like-
what is
Yes.
okay? The date, if I remember correctly, is
Tolkien's
December
birthday?
18th.
Yeah, it's Thursday, December 18th, 1986.
Thursday, December 18th of 1986.
Yes.
What's happening in your family that night? What special is happening?
My parents are actually out of town. They are hopefully going to be back on Friday night. That is the plan, is that they will be back on Friday night because I wrote down their names. Because Gerald and Marianne are supposed to get the week off.
That's your mom and dad?
No, Gerald and Marianne are the house staff.
Oh.
They're the ones who basically take care of me when they're not here. So my parents, Bob and Joanne are my parents. They're out of town on business.
I have a special question for you.
Yes.
So you mentioned previously that Bob and Joanne are fighting frequently. I think that's your...
Yes. That's
Your-
the problem is they're always
problem.
arguing. Yeah.
Which one of them is spending more time with, what is it, Gerald and...
Marianne?
Yeah. One of them is spending more time with Gerald or Marianne. than they are
our servants.
Yes.
Hmm.
There's something happening behind the scenes, and it's either your mom or your dad is spending more time with one of the servants in ways that you don't understand, but they seem to have maintained something of a secret friendship.
Oh, secret friendship. That sounds so sweet.
I am guessing that my dad spends a lot of time with Gerald.
They're really into fly fishing.
I don't know. They're just broing down, you know.
Yeah.
I don't
That
know.
actually seems like a plausible
They go out.
scenario.
They go out and smoke some cigars and talk about adult things that I'm not allowed to be around.
What does the rest of your family do around this time of the year?
I have family.
Do you? You have
Nope.
aunts, uncles, grandparents, cousins?
If I do, I have no knowledge of them and no interaction with them.
So how does Christmas
Interesting.
happen around this time of the year?
So generally, it is if my parents are around, we all decorate the house for the season. If my parents are out of town, and they're out of town more and more these days, generally it's me and Gerald and Marianne kind of putting up all the decorations and making the house look real pretty and festive, and it's just tradition more than anything. Yeah, we put up the tree, we put up all the garlands, and
When you say we,
me
do you
and
mean they?
Gerald and Marianne
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you spend more time hanging out with the help.
with the help. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They basically take care. Well, they take care of me when I take care of myself. But, Marianne, she cooks and she cleans, and, Gerald is the butler and the groundskeeper and does all the manly chores,
Okay. Gerald
Mhm.
has a daughter
Oh,
that also sometimes comes up and hangs out.
cool.
What's her name?
Alice.
Alice is also a huge fan of the Lord of the Rings. The two of you have read them multiple times.
How old is Alice?
Alice is a couple years younger than you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you're 12.
I'm 12.
Alice is 9.
Oh, awesome.
Yes. So you kind of see her as your best friend
Mhm.
because she actually really, really, really likes you,
Yay.
and no one else does.
I mean, Gerald and Marianne really like me.
I mean, the rest of the
Yeah.
people in this
They're
group
paid to
also
like you.
are your friends, but she is like someone who looks up to you, and you see her as something of a protege.
She's like this little sister I never had because I'm an only child.
That you know of.
And this, after the whole dressing of the Christmas log and whatever it is that your family does, you,
Log with a really ugly Christmas sweater on it.
You got to dress the log, buddy.
We have a huge, 5,000 square foot house. Like the house is decked. The halls are done decked.
the maid has finished her things and has gone home for the evening, but Gerald has been like, I need to do some extra stuff upstairs, and has gone upstairs.
Okay.
Whereas you have been left with, I'm sorry, I already forgot her name. What is
Alice.
it?
Alice. Actually, the servants live there.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little house out back.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have their servants'
Gotcha.
quarters. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you are fucking rich.
I am fucking rich. Yeah. They have servants' quarters, but they get time off, right? So they're going to get the 20th of December off, through New Year's.
Okay.
They're going to go
That's generous.
to their family. Yeah. And my parents are supposed to come back tomorrow night. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, Gerald has gone upstairs to do some additional cleaning.
Yeah.
But you've been left downstairs with Alice. And the two of you are just sort of jamming out on, I reread this, and I was particularly fond of this passage and whatever.
Yeah.
And Alice starts talking about, she's like, oh my God. Winifred. And she uses your full name.
Okay, that's
Winifred.
fine.
I saw Sheila for real.
Oh.
Mhm.
As
Where?
I live and breathe, I saw her in the woods.
Where?
My family was out and we were looking at cabins out in the woods for camping, and we saw Sheila out in the woods. Sheila, as I live and breathe, huge spider. Huge.
When did you see her?
This is past weekend.
Oh my God, we gotta go fight her.
We do.
Oh my God.
We have to get our weapons and fight her. We have to get a lot of light because Sheila and she ran away when I shined a flashlight at her.
Okay.
She ran and hid in the woods and she was covered with leaves and she was going to eat me. Eat me. Like she was going to eat Frodo.
Okay, so that's awesome. But we gotta go find her and kill her. Like we gotta do, like, this is our incredible journey. We have to go find her, but we need the light of Elendil to defeat her. And I think I got the perfect thing. My mom has this like really big, like sparkly necklace. And I think if I go get the big sparkly necklace and like we hold it up to the flashlight, I bet that'll work.
Winifred, I know you're special and you have like insights and stuff. I don't think you're taking me seriously. She was big.
Okay, well, what else should we take?
Does your dad have guns?
I don't think so, but I took fencing a few years ago.
That might work.
I've got some swords. I got some rapiers.
Western or split rail?
I don't know, dude.
I know where you and your friends hang out in those areas with the cabins. Just be careful.
No, you're coming with me.
I'm not coming back there.
Coming with me.
What? No.
You know where? I don't know where I'm going.
The woods. That's where she lives.
Ugh. All right. Well, you feel.
Remember when our family went out, our families went out last summer to those lodges out in the woods?
Yeah.
It's right there. Same one. My dad went out. We went out for the weekend because you guys let us have the keys because you're not using it during the winter time. So we went out there and Sheila was there. Out in the woods. I'm not going back there.
Okay.
It was scary.
Would you feel better if I went out there and took a look?
I sure would.
Okay. So you stay here and hang out with Eratosthenes and make sure give him his dinner. And I'm going to get Mommy's necklace and I'm going to go find a flashlight and you take care of Eratosthenes and I will go kill the spider for you.
Okay, I'll take care of Eratosthenes and you go do your, that sounds
right,
good.
But
I don't really want to go back out there, but I promise you it was
okay.
It was one of those spiders created by Morgoth to bring pain to this world.
I am going to go so that you feel safe. I'm going to go check it out. And then I think that you should, you know what you should do, Alice?
What?
You should ask your dad if you can stay over. And then after I kill Shelob, I can like tell you all about it and you could like write it down like Bilbo Baggins and we could like write our own Lord of the Rings.
That sounds wonderful. And she just runs away and runs upstairs.
Okay. So I'm going to go get all my winter clothes on and all my like special gear. And I'm going to go find Mommy's like giant diamond necklace because I know where it is.
So you also know that it's like half a day's drive to that location. Like this is the cabins out in the woods where your parents would go. You can't just walk there or ride your bike there.
Well, so it's not like out back?
No, it's not right outside. She was
Oh.
talking about like the campsites that your parents would go to.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just like, she's just being a kid, right? So I'm going to like just go outside for like a half an hour.
Make a snowman.
Like look around for a little while and then come back in and be like, I killed the spider. Everything's fine.
Okay. I'm going to make you roll the first dice of the evening.
Ooh, okay.
And this is going to suck because I'm going to have you roll
Hard.
empathy.
Oh.
Which I have no modifiers on.
What's your base stat?
For
empathy?
mind?
Yeah.
2.
You need to convince this kid that you have gone forth and slain or driven away the queen of spiders.
Okay. So
2 dice. Is that what?
You're going to be rolling 2 dice.
2d6?
Yep.
So what do I want?
You want to get not a 1, but you definitely want a 6.
So you want a miracle.
God damn it. So my general plan is to like go out in the woods with my rapier and like go find like something gross to like go stick the sword in a little bit and like make it look like it's got like, blood on it or some shit. And then I'll bring it back in and be like, I killed the spider. This is my goal.
2 dice.
5 and a 2.
That is not a success.
God damn it.
So here's what you get to do.
Okay.
If you failed this, then she doesn't believe you and you might lose some trust with her.
Okay.
However, you can choose to do what is called pushing the roll. That means you roll again. However, any ones that are rolled become damage.
Shit.
Do you want to do this?
So pushing the roll does what if it's positive?
It could lead you to succeed at a roll. Now, there are other options for rolling. You can use a point of luck, which you can use once per adventure to re-roll all of the dice that did not succeed. You could use your willpower. I'm sorry, wrong system. You could use your key item.
Iconic item.
Iconic item, yeah. Sorry, I've been running a different Free League game on Saturdays.
Yeah.
So I'm drifting back and forth between them. Or you can use your pride. However, pushing the roll is probably the most basic format.
My pride is I can solve any problem.
What problem are you trying to solve?
It's that she's scared of the spider and I'm trying to make her feel safe. But she's a little kid.
Okay, let's look up how pushing works real quick because I have forgotten. No, sorry, not pushing.
Push it real good.
Using a luck. Using a luck, you reroll the whole test. Anything that didn't succeed. Using your pride, you get 1 automatic success. You can check your pride once per session.
And tonight will be considered 1 session?
Yep, this is a session.
Okay. I will do pride then.
Okay, you use your pride.
Yes.
Describe to me how you draw upon the thing that you feel that you are best at to make her feel safer.
Okay. So what I do is, and I think she doesn't understand how far away the cabins are. Because when I was like, I'm going to go find it and kill the spider, I'll be right back. She was like, okay. So what I do is I get the flashlight, I get mommy's necklace, I get all bundled up, I get my rapier.
Stab my dog?
I'm not going to stab your dog. But I do go out into the garage. And there is a bunch of like leftover like tar from like doing the roof or whatever. So I take some of that and I stick the sword in that. And then I go out into the woods and I roll around in all the muck and everything and make it look like I had a big fight. And I got all the schmutz all over my sword. And about a half an hour later, I come back in just like panting and I'm like, I got her.
Now, as you come back inside,
yes,
she looks at you and there's this gleam in her eye, and her dad's walking down the stairs and he looks at you. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Sweetie, you ready to go? And she's like, yeah.
Aww.
And she runs up and gives you a big hug.
Aww.
And that was your Thursday evening.
Yay.
And now I have to use the bathroom.
Okay.
Bathroom break. She's coming in.
Zip.
So, zip.
Zippity doo dah, zippity.
Yep. I had that in my head earlier.
I want to do that now because if I ever do it in character, I know I'm going to get leveled.
Zip, what is your family like at Christmas?
So my mom actually goes out of her way to make it pretty special or as good as she can. So we do, it's secular. It's not necessarily a church Christmas, but we do have stockings and we try to buy each other small presents, and we do have a dinner with my aunt and uncle and my cousin, but there's not a ton of other family.
What's that dinner like?
Well, and it would be like Christmas night. It wouldn't be it wouldn't be before.
It wouldn't be like a whole fucking week of celebration.
No,
we would
have Christmas dinner with my aunt and uncle because my uncle's out of town a lot. And so he would basically only come back for Christmas. And I don't like my aunt and cousin very much anyway. So whatever.
What's the status with your dad?
My dad is passed away.
Okay.
He passed away right before we moved up here, which is why we moved up here.
Gotcha.
So he died in an accident. I don't have a ton of information in that. It was actually at work, but I was like 5.5 years old. And the reason that we moved up here is because my aunt, who's my mom's sister, worked up here and was getting a job. I don't know how long the loop's been around, but if it's been around
since the 60s.
Okay, so my mom's sister, my aunt Kathy, has been working at the Loop, and that was the closest family my mom had. So she moved here because it was a soft place to land, basically. Not that they get along great, but they don't not get along. So that's what that is.
Gotcha.
So it's not like there's a ton of lead up. We do probably decorate a tree, modest tree, like a couple of days after Thanksgiving. You know, we try to do like some Christmas cartoons the week before Christmas. You know, she's an elementary school teacher. There's probably some handprint turkeys on the wall somewhere that I made.
So many gingerbread houses.
Yeah, so many, but they're graham cracker houses.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even gingerbread houses. We just get the box of graham crackers and we're like sticking them together with frosting.
I remember making those.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But it sounds like your mom truly enjoys her job, takes pleasure in the interaction with the kids.
Yeah, she actually enjoys her job. She, I was thinking about what her kind of background would be, and I think she probably was actually a college professor when we were down in California, but that's not a job. She could teach at the Tech Institute in Klamath Falls, but she got a job as an elementary school teacher instead.
And have you been here long enough that she was your teacher at one point?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how big the elementary school was, but she's the 4th grade math teacher.
Oh, gotcha.
So,
okay,
yes.
Then what is her last day of school ritual before Christmas.
Yeah, there's definitely some grading that's happening on a Thursday night before.
I think
the
there's
last
some
day.
grading, but
Yeah.
she seems like someone who has like
So
a fun thing that she does on the last day that she's preparing for
Right.
that night.
I think she
Tucks
probably
in with a bottle of Goslings.
Well, she could hang out and party with us here.
No,
on
it's
the podcast.
Boone's Farm.
it's Bartles and James,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
2-liter bottle of Bartles and James
Hell yeah.
from 1985. No, I bet that they do some sort of a secret Santa in her classroom, but it's like almost like Valentine's Day where they do like little candy exchange and everybody decorates. She's not a main teacher, but you know, she might have something in her classroom where the kids decorate like a little stocking where, you know, other kids can put little presents in and then where she is. Oh, little bells.
Little bell.
Yeah.
I've got a
Teacher
thought.
says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
Uh-huh.
I have a thought. She's probably that teacher who takes the secret Santas and then the last day she looks over them and swaps them to make sure that she has matched the right people with the right others so that she's like,
Aw.
I can be sure that this person's going to get a thing that's probably going to make this person happy and so
Yeah.
on. So she's probably like last minute, like thinking really hard about it. Like she's got some graph paper drawn out. And
There's a lot of
pins up.
there's a lot of glitter that happens, a lot of pie charts and a lot of glitter that happens in my household.
So Zip, what do you think about all of this?
I like to sit in my room with my headphones on and basically only come out when she knocks on the door. Not that I don't like my mom, but she'll knock on the door to get me to come out for dinner. And I'm like, you know, writing lyrics, and that is in scare quotes, lyrics, and playing the bass. Yeah.
And that's when you can hear her knocking on the door.
Yeah, exactly. Often she knocks and then like does the little like parent
Jiggle
rattle.
the jiggle the door handle thing. It's like, right.
What
right.
she does is she knocks, and if no one answers, she opens it, reaches her hand in, and flips the light switch up and down,
That
up and
is-
down, up and down.
That would be very,
Yeah.
yes, I do have a Walkman. That's one of the, like maybe my birthday present from a year ago.
Sony or Casio?
Sony.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
And
girl.
You go through so many batteries.
Oh, God.
And you are the master of the pencil trick.
and remind me, what is your
Sorry.
aunt? Your aunt works at the Loop.
My aunt is a scientist at the Loop. Yes.
What about what about your cousin's father?
So her husband, my cousin's father, he's gone a lot. He also has some sort of a job that is related to the Loop, but I don't really give a shit what it is.
And your cousin is basically the same grade, right?
Yes, she
Okay.
is slightly older than I am. I think Zip just turned 13, probably in the
This would be
last
Valerie.
Valerie.
Okay.
So she's probably 2 or 3 months. They were fairly pregnant at the same time. But Zip probably just turned 13 in the last month, like mid-November. Scorpio.
You're listening to what on your headphones?
Make it good.
When did Ride the Lightning come out?
I don't know, but apparently it came out this week. And you're jamming out to it. Yeah.
I'm looking it up.
Okay.
No, don't bother.
Master
It's
of
Ride the
Puppets
Lightning,
or
yeah.
Ride the Lightning, one or the other.
Also, where are our
works.
Cooler
Okay.
Ranch
It works.
Doritos? I just want to know.
Yeah.
I was going to buy some, but Nathaniel would have murdered me.
No, you're on the other side of the table. It's fine.
He just didn't want to smell the Cool Ranch.
Ride the Lightning came out in
However-
July
however-
1984.
However,
When did
Scott,
was Master of Puppets after
no,
Ride
it's
the Lightning?
Pastor of Muppets.
No, it's not.
This is a different world you don't know.
This is the 80s that never was. It's Master of Puppets.
Master of Puppets came out March 3rd, 1986.
Yeah.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just say that she's listening to Master of Puppets.
You listen
Master
to
of Puppets is coming.
Metallica.
Master.
Jamming out.
Master!
Master of Puppets, Geppetto is gone.
What the fuck? You are fired. Anyway, yes.
What
Master.
activity do you do
Master.
while you're listening to music?
Write lyrics in scare quotes.
The lyrics
you're
to
like
the song or
jamming
just
on-
random
you're-
shit of your own?
Yeah.
Random shit of her own. She's writing lyrics like she's, doing tabs for the bass.
Yeah,
She's like,
You're writing tablature? Jesus Christ.
Oh God, I wrote some really bad poetry when I was 13.
No,
I
tab-
understand.
the tablature is like the music basically for the bass. Yeah.
do you have a bass guitar?
Yes.
How did you get it?
I think I probably bought it from the secondhand store that's right next to the music store.
With what money?
I steal money.
Oh, that's right.
Where?
I thought she was a pickpocketer.
Who do you pickpockets?
No, I mean, okay, here's the thing.
I'm
Yeah,
the most
now
boring
here's the
member
thing.
of this party.
I was just holding.
I was just holding it for a friend. Okay. Okay, if it's a quarter that does not have an obvious owner, it's mine, right? So change in any sort of a ashtray or like soda machine or anything like that, or in a locker room or anything of that nature, that's mine.
You just have this remarkably large change drawer for no apparent reason whatsoever.
I try not to take money from my mom because that's bullshit.
I like to try
Unless-
not to. That's good.
Unless it's something I really need that just got released this week, right? Okay.
You don't just steal from the music store?
No. Fuck that. No.
Okay,
That
okay.
is 100% sacred.
Okay.
If I catch you stealing from the music store.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
She just gave her the finger eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Honor amongst thieves.
in a way that really just terrified both me and Poppy.
Yeah, it was some scary
We just
shit.
went, yep, nope, never.
For the record.
I puckered. It was like straight up terrifying.
Bikers, Tyson bars, if you ever need to doubt, Davida will cut a bitch.
She will cut a bitch.
I will cut a bitch.
Pretty much for gays can just cut a bitch. Like,
I try.
I'm scared.
I also will not necessarily steal from my friends. All right.
What about your aunt?
God, the
Yes,
necessarities are
100%.
just-
A big portion of my pocket money comes from my aunt. She's rich. I don't give a shit. She's free reign.
Okay,
Right.
but
steal
seriously,
from the collection plate.
even in the
Hell
80s,
yeah.
a bass
No,
guitar is
no,
like
no, okay.
$150.
Yeah, but it's used.
You
was-
did a favor to the local town cocaine cowboy.
No. I like it. Quinn won because he was the first Quinn.
He is number
Quinn
one.
won from the record store, sold it to you for like $25, but you did him a favor. And what was that favor?
I organized
All the records.
the whole fucking store and put
Wow.
everything back in alphabetical order.
But I'll bet, you know what? You didn't even do it as a favor.
autobiographically.
I just did it.
You did it.
It was just really pissing you off that shit was out of order.
This is actually how I got my first skateboard.
No.
I just showed up to the skate shop and decided to work the register as a 13-year-old.
One day Quinn was like, "Yeah, man, that was really cool. Like, yeah. You can just tell you what, I'll just sell you I'll trade you. I'll trade you this bass guitar for like those 5-volt records you don't listen to anymore. Like who the hell listens to Kenny G? Come on, like
I have Kenny G.
Your mom had
basically,
Kenny
your
G.
mom had Kenny G.
No. You stole it from your aunt thinking you could sell it on, but no one will buy them.
This Craigslist
Man,
sucks.
there's this lady from like your neighborhood who comes and looking for Kenny G all the time.
Was Kenny G a thing in 1986?
It is
yeah.
now. It's
Okay,
the
it's
80s.
now.
It never was.
That's true. Hand
and
wave.
never should have been.
Never should.
But I think what happened is used your reorganization by some arcane you're like, I've reorganized everything, but not just genre, but contributions to the genre and whatever. And
It's
he
so in depth.
he used that to impress a girl who came in and was like, man, I really dig your store's style. And he's like, yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? And then he's basically like, look, $25, here's a bass guitar. Just jam on it, yo.
Nice.
Zip, like it would be like really easy for me to make a searchable database of all of that music and like how you organized it if that's something you'd be interested in.
Oh yeah.
That would be like really easy for me to do.
You could program a database that could take you like 30 minutes to have a response. That'd be faster than riding down to the store and looking it up, you know?
Yeah, I could totally make that happen.
Yeah.
As the 80s, it never was, so it's like 15 minutes.
We'll say 25 minutes.
All right.
Okay, but anyway, back to you.
Yes,
You've
back
got
to
your bass
me.
guitar. You're probably sitting here listening to Master of Puppets, jamming on this bass, and trying to when the lights flicker. But they flicker. Flick, 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 flick.
Yeah.
You look up, you take your head, you pop one ear off.
What's up, Mom?
You look up, it's your mom, and she's like, it's dinner time. You should join this one, family. And she leaves.
Okay.
It's not in an aggressive way.
Okay.
Sorry if that came across that way. It's more of the usual.
Okay.
I was like, I was reading that as who died.
Again?
You should join this one, family.
How many grandmothers do I have?
Grandma number 12 has died.
More than is natural.
That loop. The loop, you say. Okay. Yes.
Endless grandmother loop.
Recursive GGs.
Do I get an experience for breaking the whole table?
I'm not broken. I'm just waiting for y'all to finish.
All right. Sorry. Hello.
All right. Let's go. All right. So she respects her mom to a, 13-year-old extent.
That is one of the better phrases I've ever
Literally
heard.
said what I was thinking as I was thinking it.
To a 13-year-old's
Which means
extent.
you just fear getting grounded more than anything else.
No. But yes. Yeah.
When you leave your room,
Mm-hmm.
your mom is actually waiting out in the hall. Like right there, waiting for you. You look up at her and she looks down at you. She sighs. And you sense that it's not out of disappointment for you what you're doing,
Okay.
but more
Change the
out of
pace.
she sighs, rolls her head to the left, and heads that way down the hall.
Wait, was that?
It was kind of a leading head.
Yes.
Kind of a leading head. She heads that way, and that was your cue to follow. And as you
Is that my cue to think that there's someone else in the room?
No, it's
No.
kind of like,
Okay.
let's go do this.
No,
All right.
it's your cue that your aunt has been drinking.
Oh, shit.
Why would she even be in her house? She has a whole house to herself.
Holidays.
All right.
And you leave you follow your mom out of
Mhm.
your little private house, across the lawn into the larger house where there is a large family table. And this family table can seat about 30 people.
Yep. That's pretty big.
And it's just you, your mom, your aunt, and your cousin. And your grandma.
What?
And your grandma has been in town for the past couple days,
Okay.
but she is so old. Like she had children late in life.
Okay.
She is so old
70.
that she almost. Yeah.
So old. Oh my god.
She's in her 70s and she just sits there and she knits, but she doesn't even look at what she's knitting.
Yeah.
She's got this kind of stare
Power
off.
knitter.
Yeah. She just sort of knits.
It's kind of weird.
Staring off into the distance.
Weird Frankenstein scarf.
She produces about a sweater a day.
Yeah.
And
Does she? Never mind.
she doesn't really say much aside from, that's nice.
Does Grandma live with my aunt or is she visiting for the holidays?
She's visiting.
Okay.
Yeah.
They picked her up from the home.
Okay.
Your uncle delivered her
Okay.
and then vanished.
And then left again. Yes.
Yes.
Like he would do. Yes.
As family does.
Right. Okay. So
Your aunt.
I like Grandma.
Yeah.
Grandma always has Werther's originals and quarters. I like both of those things.
No, she doesn't have quarters.
Okay.
She has silver dollars.
Oh.
So, in other words, we know whose feet Zip's rubbing.
Her grandma was like on the Titanic or some shit. Like she's
not
old.
silver dollars.
Like,
She has Susan B. Anthony dollars.
oh hell
B.
yeah,
Anthony.
yeah,
She
yeah,
throws
yeah.
those out because Susan B. Anthony was a representative of the women's power. She fucking throws those things out like it's no tomorrow.
Fuck yeah.
So when I
Yeah.
pay for, school lunches with Susan B. Anthony's.
Some of us did.
Yeah.
On a
Yeah.
unrelated side note, that actually is my great aunt.
Really?
Susan B. Anthony?
Yeah,
Holy shit.
All right.
on my mom
Nice.
on my mom's side.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Very,
All
very
right.
cool.
NBD.
Okay.
Fist
all right.
bump.
Yeah.
Okay. I like Grandma. I will give her a hug. The kind of like pat, not going to disturb the knitting hug.
What?
Hi, Grams.
Oh, hi.
What's going on?
Just didn't. Just listening to my family.
Okay. All right.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Grams. I'm
You-
going to sit
yeah.
over here. What are we
How your
having?
kids do it?
Well, I mean,
Are they-
it's almost, it's Christmas break. It's coming up. So that's cool. We've also got the talent show. The talent show is coming up.
That's right.
Yeah. So I'm kind
Yeah.
of like trying to prep for that with my friends that are in the band. And it's going to be super cool.
You got to give me a ticket to that. Make sure to wash your socks.
I don't think that they have tickets, Grams. I think you just go to the school auditorium and they let you in. I mean, okay, I'll get you a ticket. I will write one right now.
I thank
One
you
ticket
so much.
4 Grams.
Here's the
Tear a
sweater.
piece.
Make sure that they confiscate her hearing aids before she walks in.
Turn them way down.
Or up.
Way
Yeah,
up.
they'll just be buzzing and whining the entire
She
show.
grabs your hand. She's like, I recognize, she says. Pops a silver dollar into your hand. It goes back to knitting.
Thanks, Grams.
For just a moment, it felt like there was a visual clarity where your eyes met each other.
Mm-hmm.
Then she went back to rocking and went back to her knitting.
All right.
And then you hear your aunt.
Oh God.
There's a slamming of cabinets, a smashing of pan lids, and a general, not quite screaming, but almost quite to that level.
Mac and cheese again.
Mac and cheese would be welcome this evening, but instead you have Aunt's homemade casseroles, plural.
Broccoli and tuna. Fuck.
Green bean.
Green. Okay.
Oh.
There's worse.
Green bean and ground turkey.
Your aunt
How much
has
Campbell's
been drinking.
cream of mushrooms?
You
All of it.
specifically notice, without being pointed out by your mom, who you are sure has also noticed,
Mm-hmm.
there are at least 2 bottles of Manischewitz
So your rich aunt is a gutter drunk.
Oh, God.
One does not
That
have
is-
to be ethnic to understand the value of cheap wine.
Real, I mean, I thought the Bartles and James
Blackberry, yeah?
was, oh, yeah, of course.
Of course, it's fucking
Yeah.
Blackberry.
Straight up
Of course.
great.
Kosher parve.
Yeah.
It's almost as if I had an aunt who drank that in the South.
So fun trip. I have seen that at the 50% off Safeway before, like in the little back areas, like Manischewitz. I'm like, well, I mean, it's only $4 for 750 milliliter.
If you go in the right day of the week, it's $2.50. Just saying.
Jesus Christ.
And I
I mean,
It's-
oy vey.
and I
You know, it's great with some soda water. and,
Sure,
you
why not?
know, a little bit of lime. So.
And that will be
And
one of several
she-
flavors that will be featured in an
and-
upcoming Biker
No.
Station Bars episode.
You
We're going to
notice,
mix Manischewitz
Okay.
and Malort.
Oh, no.
Zip, you notice a few new stains that you
Okay.
did not see before on the floor and on the wall,
Actually,
where the household robot has done its job in climbing up the counter and cleaning the bits of broken bottle that have been shattered here and there, but did not quite have the programming to clean the wine stains off the wall where the bottles were thrown.
okay.
Yikes.
Your aunt is in her drinks again and is bitching about men. It's bitching about the worthlessness of her husband. Things that you've heard multiple times over the last few years. Your mom is sitting at the table waiting for food at a plate.
I actually shoot Valerie a look because I'm like,
Valerie is also at the table. She's a few, couple seats down, and she has her homework spread out in front of her. What's your mind or insight?
okay.
I'm sorry, I've been running a different Tales
Right.
from a game. What are the?
So-
is there an insight skill?
There's an empathize.
There's also comprehend.
Comprehend. What's your comprehend?
Oh, comprehend is a lot less than empathize.
Empathize actually
Yeah.
to read the room. Empathize would be it.
Okay. So I get to,
No, you don't have to roll this. I
Okay.
just want to know what you got.
between those two, it's a 7.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
With a
Oh, that's
so
it.
7 dice I would roll. Yes.
So that's mind plus empathize.
Yes.
What's your mind?
4.
So empathize. Wow.
3.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wow.
Would you
I'm
plan
not
for
going to
some more
make you roll
goslings?
this because generally, just so you know, I'm never going to make you roll unless there's something at stake.
Okay.
Like I made Poppy roll for impressing the
9-year-old.
9-year-old
Alice.
because there was something at stake. If Poppy failed, the 9-year-old would lose faith.
Right.
In this case, it's more of I want to know how observant you are. And
Correct.
you're able to read the room. And the room is, she's done her homework. She is doing this thing where she's got 2 books out on the table, opened up, like, I've got this game book. And she's got a notepad off to the right where she's moving her pen across. And you notice her pen is leaving no marks. She's moving it up and down the page. Following the mark she's already left,
She's cloaking.
she's cloaking. She is pretending to do something she's already done.
Okay.
And in fact, with that level of empathy, that was last week's homework that she's going over in rote. And I'll give you one more thing. She's not even looking at what she's doing, and she is perfectly following the trace on the paper. Either she's really smarter than she puts on, or
Or she's done this about the
she's
whole
done
week.
this. It's hard to tell. Yeah.
All right. Well, I sit down. I'm not going to make more trouble at this point. So I actually sit down across from Valerie. And I'm kind of like trying to catch her eye, but also we don't really get along. But I want to let her know that I'm there if she needs someone.
So in this case, I am going to have you roll
Okay.
the same thing.
I also have charm.
Oh,
I have even higher in charm.
No, this is going to be empathize.
Empathize.
You're
Okay.
trying to connect with another person.
Okay.
You're not trying to convince them of something
Okay.
they don't want to do. You're empathizing with them.
Right.
Yeah. Do you have any 6s? Okay. So
No, I
push,
have 2 ones.
set aside the 1s.
Okay.
Now, if you want, you can push this roll.
Okay. But
in which
then
you
I.
get to re-roll anything that didn't come up a 6. Now, hold on. Before you push or after you push, you can choose to either use your pride
I don't think it applies.
and / or use your iconic item. What's your iconic item?
A leather jacket. I just look real cool.
Unless there's something in the pockets of your leather jacket that is useful.
Yeah.
Mm.
If you use your iconic item, you get 2 extra dice.
I'm
But you
not.
have to involve it somehow.
What is Valerie's favorite band?
Oh, God. Okay, hold on. So
Whitney Houston?
here are my notes. This is my notes from our character creation session, which is that Valerie is another popular kid
Mm-hmm.
who is your cousin. They're the same grade. You have a neutral relationship and you ignore each other.
Like, would she be into Madonna?
George
Oh,
Michael.
probably.
George Michael. Oh.
George fucking Michael. Yeah.
You know what? I can get on board with that. I take a button, like a Wham button, off of my jacket, and I like slide it across the table.
Roll 2 more dice.
Okay.
Just 2.
Oh, just 2?
Only 2 dice.
Only 2.
Yeah. All right.
They're not coming up.
Now, if you wish, you can push the roll.
And I would
And
only.
re-roll. All of the dice. You don't get the okay.
I would-
I don't know if I don't think you get to reroll the item dice,
Okay.
but you get to reroll all of your skill dice, your ability dice that
The
failed.
ones that didn't.
Now, if you push it, here's the deal:
Mhm.
if you push it and you get 1 or more 1s, you
Mhm.
take what's called a condition,
Okay.
and there are a few preset conditions which may be on the sheet, but I don't know.
Upset, scared, exhausted, injured, broken.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's do this. Oh my.
What'd you get?
3 1s.
Oh no. You accidentally stab her with the pen or some shit. Oh my God. This is awful.
Oh, right. I was not
Awfully
expecting
great.
this to happen. So
Fail
Let's-
forward. Fail forward.
pushing the roll. Here's how this works.
Oh.
If the blah, 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 third condition, you may check. Oh, wait. Okay.
I mean, I could see. Does each one that I roll give me another condition, or is it just if I get a 1, it gives me a condition?
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
Okay. I've been running an alternate version of the game called Forbidden Lands, which Xander has been sitting in on.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
and
Scott.
It's slightly different, but it's basically the same mechanic. So I have having to look up how this is different. So pushing the roll, the threat of the condition. Remind me, what are the conditions?
The ones on the sheet are upset, scared, exhausted, injured, and then broken. Which is
Tell you what, that this could result in you being upset.
that's what I was thinking. Is like the fact that I'm not getting through to her at all makes it even more like there is something really bad going on, and I need to like it's rattling me.
I would note that you have a number of luck
I do.
that you can spend per session.
I just totally.
If you spend a luck, you get to reroll all of the dice.
Per session or per
Session.
adventure?
If you spend a point of luck, and it is, as it says, your luck points are replenish after each play session.
Oh, well then fuck it.
So you're 13, which means you have 2.
Correct.
And you get to reroll all of the dice. Any dice that did not succeed.
Oh, did not succeed
Yep.
that last time I rolled?
Correct. All of them, including the ones that rolled ones.
Oh.
All of the dice.
So that I think
that's 7 of them.
Oh. Okay. Well, we'll go with that.
Your base
On
dice is
sixes.
7, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
1 6, please.
Did you not get a single fucking 6?
Never mind. It didn't work.
So you are upset by your inability to connect with your cousin. And I would like for you to describe to me how that plays out.
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah.
So these conditions, do they give... I see -1 next to them. What is that a -1 to?
Good fucking question. Let's look this up.
Also, Davida, how are we going to shame
Okay,
your
Davida
dice?
is the dialysis clinic. You mean Navita.
Sorry. Davida,
Get that
how are we
shit
going
right.
to shame your dice?
Shame my dice?
Yes, how are we going to shame them?
Well, so I usually put them in my bra to make them roll better.
I'm sorry. I don't find that shameful. But
No,
that's
but
me.
if they really piss me off, they go in the freezer. But if I want them to roll better, they go in my bra.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was a thing. I am amused.
Have you never put dice in a brassiere? I mean,
come on.
I'm not wearing one right now.
Oh, well.
so-
I don't even own one, and I still put my dice in a brassiere.
I'm not in a position to know, but I would think that D4s are kind of a little pointy.
They
I don't
are,
know. All
but
of
you know
mine would
what?
just fall right through.
Some of us are masochists.
So noted.
So here's what conditions do.
Okay.
Okay.
You decide what condition to take in a given situation.
Okay.
And you get -1 on all dice rolls until it is healed.
And is that -1 in the dice pool or
Yes.
okay?
Okay.
Gotcha.
You just knock 1 die off the pool. And if that would reduce you to 0, you don't get to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
that's
there
the-
are 4 conditions of upset, scared, exhausted, and injured.
Right.
If you have all 4 checked, your next condition is broken.
Gotcha.
Broken means if this were an adult game, you'd be fucking dead.
Right.
But this is a kid game, which means that you need to leave the scene or you were unconscious. Your next involvement in the story will involve either being at the nurse or waking up in your bed with people around you or something like that.
Okay. So yes, I do get really
Upset.
shaken and upset, and I'm like, okay, well, obviously this is even worse than I read. And I had said that I sat across from Valerie, but I think what I'm going to do is go, like, since I couldn't connect with her, I'm going to sit on the other side of my mom, like the farthest from my aunt, and just like, what happened this time?
Your mom looks at you as she gives that look that you're used to, which says, this isn't the right time to ask that question. But you're upset. And that means that's not an acceptable response to that. So how do you take that a step further?
Should we be here right now?
Your mom is trying to be like, look, just she's not even saying words, and it's her lack of saying. She's like, she's looking at you in the ways that have normally worked, and she's giving you the signals like, just be cool, but you're like, it's not cool,
Come on. Like,
and she is just not doing what you wanted to do. So how do you respond to that?
Mom, I don't want to be here. I'm just gonna. I just get up and I'm like, Grams, I'm sorry. And I walk out.
What about your leaving is loud and draws attention to you? Something about it is obvious, loud.
As I'm exiting the dining room into like the foyer, I'm going to kick a chair.
Intentionally?
Intentionally.
Okay.
And you do this. Kick the chair. Your cousin looks up at you for a moment. Eyes don't even meet yours, just sort of see you and kind of look back down, acknowledge that this happened. Your aunt doesn't even respond to it, as if it never happened. Your mom jumps like, but what you remember the most is your grandma looking up from her knitting and just going, oh.
Sorry.
And then you leave. But you're pissed. And you put your headphones back on and Puppies.
She unplugs them and like cranks the stereo as like she's
Beans out.
as fucking loud as she can.
Metal as fuck.
And points it out the window towards the main house.
Can you pass my drink to Jacob for a refill? Balance it out,
Balance it out,
Tell you what, 70 soda, 30 booze.
Jesus.
Okay, well, the next morning at school.
Okay.
Oh, God, that's right. It's a Thursday. Shit.
That was a Thursday night. It is Friday morning.
The 19th of December,
The 19th of December, 1986.
Mm-hmm.
You meet at school that morning. Zip, how do you arrive at school? Do you have a bicycle? Do you ride your bike? Okay, actually, tell you what. I want each of you to consider this question, but I'm going to put Zip on the spot with it.
Okay.
And there's two questions. One, do you have a bicycle? Which is a bigger question. And two, do you use said bicycle to get to school?
So normally I ride with my mom because the elementary school's like right down the block from the from the middle school. But I don't want to face my mom this morning. So I made myself some Captain Crunch and like.
It's fortified with vitamins.
Yeah. And grabbed my skateboard and headed out.
Okay. Ryan.
Yo.
How do you get to school this morning?
So Ryan gets to school early because he slept at the cabin all night.
But nobody joined him.
Yeah, but he was cold. And it was cold. Let me tell you, it was cold. But he had to get to school early so he could use the locker room to shower. And, he's wearing, warm-ups at school today. So yes, his clothes smell like he rode all the way to the cabin and back and slept in them.
Winifred?
Like every day, I am dropped off at school by Gerald in our black Lincoln Town car.
It's the nicest car in town, and it's your shitty car.
As you get out of the car this morning, Gerald, who normally just drops you off, turns to you and says, "Look, I appreciate your friendship with my daughter. She's awfully fond of you. It's very appreciative. She tells me stories in the night. I don't know what any of those words mean, but she had some fun stories last night. You apparently defeated some demons for her, so that was pretty cool. Thanks."
Okay. Bye. I scurry off.
Seth,
Yes.
how do you get to school?
My father's man goes and drops me off at school before he gets dropped off at City Hall.
Define my father's man.
He is a stocky, short, cropped-haired, Russian-looking dude. That my Polish is okay, but it's not great. And so I think he probably speaks Polish, but it's probably Russian. I'm just not sure.
So are you as a player saying he's an immigrant who doesn't speak very good English and is like brought in by your dad?
Yeah.
Nobody asks questions.
No one asks questions. Yeah. He just kind of shows up.
School now. Bye.
Yeah. No, this is Olaf. Olaf shows up and he's like, yes, drop kid at school, mayor at office, no problem. And that's all he says. And I just get dropped off by him. I don't think much of him because he sounds like a lot of my other relatives. And I just go with it.
He might be a relative. You don't.
I don't. I really don't know. I don't know. All I know is his name is Olaf. He doesn't speak a lot, but he drops me off before he takes my dad to work.
You know, there's an alternate history version of this game where it turns out your dad's a fifth columnist before Red Dawn, and we go all Wolverine.
Know that. We made that joke before in the other one.
This morning, this is one of those days, which happens every now and then, where your dad sleeps in because he maybe has a late day at the office or like it's the holiday. He actually, the office is closed.
Christmas party.
The office
and he has
is
to
closed because, public servants frequently don't fucking work during the holidays.
Sure.
So
True.
this day, your dad isn't with you. It's just him taking you to school.
Oh, just me and Olaf. Yeah.
Just you and Olaf. And it's a very quiet ride, and you've got the music playing, the music that you remember you said was actually your favorite music.
Yeah.
The Russian choir.
It's just fucking Sisters of Mercy.
Da, 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 da,
It's just the Russian men's choir going over.
Russian Red Army
but there's
choir,
also
yeah.
the whoa, 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 whoa. The guy going. Anyway, you arrive at school, and Olaf, your door opens. And you feel a hand on your shoulder as you're getting out. It's a very firm, strong, but not socially oppressive hand on your shoulder.
Are you saying this is the invisible hand?
It is. You might think so. But it is both a visible and smellable hand. And that you smell Olaf's cologne.
Is he? Wait, I'm in the back seat and he's touching my shoulder?
He has reached back.
Oh, I see.
Ooh, aqua velva.
Sure.
Hand on your shoulder as you're getting out.
There might be some interesting ratios from height to arm drop.
Yeah.
He's lanky.
And you turn and you look, and Olaf is looking right at you, and he says, "Remember yesterday?" And he turns back. And then he turns back again. Because it's tomorrow. And then he turns back to his wheel. He places his hands in the 10 and 2 and waits for you to leave.
I stare at him blankly. I blink a few times. I say, Jawohl. And I just walk out the door very, very perplexed.
As you walk out the door, you actually step out the door and then stop and then lean back really quickly against the car, because almost running you down, cutting you off, moving up to the bike locker, it's a crazy math teacher.
Who's my buddy?
Mr. Hernandez.
Oh, Coco.
Rides
Cuckoo?
past
Cuckoo
you
Hernandez.
real quick on his fixed geared bicycle.
Oh my God, I hate this guy.
He rides past you, stumbles off of his bike like he does every day, throws it down.
Yeah, he has a fucking fixie. How is he going to stop appropriately?
In December in Southern Oregon.
He walks up, he looks at the bike stand, throws his bike against it, bows to it, and then walks inside, never taking off his weird-ass bike helmet.
What's weird about the bike helmet?
He's wearing it.
It's the 80s. Do you remember the
It's
helmets?
sparkly and says Gabron on it.
What's weird about the bike helmet? Poppy, give yourself an X.
That fucking deserves it right there. Killed all of us. That's fine.
When everyone at the table fist bumps you, you deserve an XP. It's a good question. What's weird about his bike helmet is that it is a bike helmet. You think it's a bike helmet.
In the 80s.
It looks like a bike helmet. It is
Is it
strapped.
tinfoil? Is it tinfoil?
It is strapped to his head. There are bits of it that reflect light, but ultimately it looks to you, especially you, Seth, yes, it looks like something that would have been styled in the 1950s as the future of America.
Okay.
In helmet format.
Yeah.
It has that Art Deco
50s sci-fi
the
kind
future.
Yeah.
So it's
America.
like a really cheesy version of one of the streamlined super racing helmets.
If the 1950s superheroes had a racing helmet, then yes. It is strapped to his head with two different overlapping straps. He's a fucking weirdo.
Do these straps bear any resemblance at all to my dog's collar?
Oh, no. No,
Okay.
no. They have latches.
Cuckoo Hernandez dies now.
And
He's called Cuckoo Hernandez for many reasons. First, he's kind of erratic in his speech. If you ever watched Ruby or RWI, he's like the caffeinated professor in that he frequently goes on these fucking tangents about these different aspects of math.
God.
Where he's talking about Pythagoras' theorem, and he's like, hey, you guys are in a sequence, and that's how it's going to work. And he talks like that.
better not be my stepdad. That's all I gotta
But
say. Like
So much cocaine.
This
So
is
much
our
cocaine.
mission.
Hey, I know where you
Stop.
can get some of that.
But he also,
not me, my
he
character.
never takes his helmet off.
He never?
Wait, he
He
wears it in
doesn't.
class.
No, he just leaves his bike at the stand,
Oh.
comes inside, leaves that shit on. and
wears it
then
in
leaves.
class.
It's just a
Wears it
fucking
during all day
colander
long.
with
Yeah.
some.
What is even happening?
He's a weirdo.
Has he ever come to dinner
What's-
at my house and was he wearing his helmet?
What's he building in there?
What's he building in there?
That oak light on the stairs.
Wait a minute. This is
We
the
have a
math.
right to know.
This is the math teacher that doesn't like me, right?
Yes, this is the
He
math teacher that
fucking
hates
hates
you.
Yeah.
I will say that I write up on my board and I totally high five you as I kick flip the board into the lockers.
And your assessment of his hatred for you
Mm-hmm.
comes from the fact that he frequently points. Basically calls upon you for every question. Every question. No, and it's not. This isn't an assumption. This isn't something that you guess. He literally calls you out for every question.
And-
Anybody who was in your class picks up on this. Everyone has started to pick upon you as teacher's enemy.
Yeah.
Now, some actually think that shit's kind of cool.
Especially the rest of the jock pack.
There are some in the jock pack who are like, man, fuck that guy. He hates you, but we're cool, bro. We're cool. Fist bump. Did they fist bump in the 80s?
Sure.
It's probably more like a big
Actually-
like high five shit. Like
the precursor to dapping and the really super complicated handshakes that were
Yes.
sort of 70s
Yeah.
style were still really big. But, you know,
Wasn't
okay.
that mostly a black thing? Like, white people didn't do that.
That
I mean,
was
on
a
the, on the
third grade.
res, they probably had some handshakes.
Yeah, no, it was a kind of a transcultural thing there, but with that weird overlayer of like a bunch of white people doing it, not realizing the fact that it's a certain level of cultural
Fair
appropriation.
enough. I just didn't like when I grew up as a kid. White people didn't do that shit. Black people did that. shit.
Where I was from, I knew four different
that's
ones
not
for
a-
4 different circles
Yeah.
of friends.
Uh-huh.
That's not talking down upon
Yeah,
it.
no,
it was
no,
just
it
more
was-
of a
Yeah, no, it was
white people weren't cool enough to do it, and if you did, you got like beat down.
called on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got called on it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, the next day, that morning, you all arrive at school, and you are sitting in I was in 8th grade at one point, and we had a fucking homeroom.
Yep.
So you're
Yep,
sitting
yeah, we
in the
did.
homeroom of your
Sitting in
8th grade
homeroom.
class. Now, you have in your homeroom, you have your group of students that clearly don't like you. You got the 3 Vs,
Mm-hmm. The flying V's.
the flying Vs,
Hmm.
which of your group was the first to call them the venereal disease?
The rocker.
Zip.
You're the troublemaker.
Yeah, it would be me or the troublemaker, but I don't know that he
No,
would
I think
do that.
no, because he's a language barrier.
Yeah.
That'd be much
Yeah.
more of a you like to go and give him the fucking
Now,
double.
Rasmus has not been here all week
Oh.
because being from Sweden, his family was able to arrange a special exemption because of
Yule.
cultural
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know.
differences. And, that
Yeah.
pretty much at this point, 80% of the town is employed by the loop.
Yeah.
And his parents are like loop important.
Mm-hmm.
They have vanished this week.
Solstice or Yule
What-
or some
what-
kind of winter festival.
What Winifred here, being probably the closest one to Rasmus with their pen pal relationship, has at least Winifred, you know that Rasmus has left because his family has decided to go to Portland to pick up great grandparents.
Mm.
So, just a quick point of order. His dad lives here. His mom lives back in Sweden.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Also, how long ago was it that we set a tree on fire? Just a couple of days ago.
Last weekend.
Okay,
We're gonna
so
say
it's
it was
last week.
last Saturday.
Okay.
Point of order. Y'all went on a field trip to Crater
Right.
Lake in December?
Sure.
Shut up.
You know, we
Okay,
went, it
global
was
warming. It's the 80s. It never was.
no, it was a snowshoeing trip with
Also,
school.
no. We are not those fucking Metro County pussies that can't make it to a mountainous area in December. We do this and we call it a Tuesday.
Or it
Fair
was,
enough.
Thursday last week, but whatever. And we totally said it.
Actually, no. It was just this past Tuesday. And then Wednesday, Rasmus was nowhere to be seen.
What happened? No, he does.
What happens on
No, I
Crater
like
Lake
that. I-
school bus stays on Crater Lake school bus.
I
Go
really-
Pelicans. Whoop, whoop.
Oh.
Go Pelicans?
Hold on. You guys get to figure this out. What is your school mascot?
Fuck.
Well, the Klamath Union.
No.
Okay.
No. We're not going to bring any factual evidence to
There will
that.
be no facts in this game.
So we are the
The fighting.
Squids.
mongoose.
Okay,
No.
Navita, what were the agate cove?
The fighting hermit crabs. We've got crabs.
Were we the fighting jackalopes?
No.
No. We're
I
not
think-
high desert enough
I think the
for that.
Sasquatch. Sasquatches?
Yeah.
Big feet?
Are you the big feet?
Eagles?
Our marmots? Where are marmots?
No.
Yellowstone.
Not marmots.
Like a weaselly thing.
What, a fucking ferret?
Can't wait. Well, I mean, a wild like a nutria.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God, the nutria. Yes.
We're like,
We're the nasty nutria.
Oh God.
No, the Klamath Falls nutria. I'm in.
or beavers. We
Nope.
could be the
No.
Nutria.
No, nutria.
They
No,
are
no,
an
no.
invasive
I got it.
species.
I got it. You are the singing salmon.
No, nutria.
There's not a salmon river anywhere near Klamath. But I mean, okay, it is Oregon.
Nutria doesn't make sense.
Klamath
Let's go with
River.
something sensible here.
How about a mink?
Magic minks.
No.
God, why are we bad at this?
Hold on, I'm trying to think. Maybe we're like
the black bears.
No.
I don't want to. The one.
Southern Oregon. What kind of critters
The
live in?
volcano.
We just could be like the coyotes or something.
Well, there's also the abstract. We could be like the Klamath Falls, so it could be the Klamath Falls roar.
Roll
How about-
Tide.
How about hold on. You are because no team names are original. You are the Crater Lakers.
Oh.
What if we're the isotopes?
Something loop related.
Shut the fuck up.
We're in Klamath Falls, but it's Crater Lake High, and we're the Crater Lakers. I could see that. I mean,
Crater Lake
yeah,
High.
yeah. You know what? I like that because I hate it so much.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same
Exactly.
fucking thing.
As a GM,
It's like,
I'm
I hate it.
I hate it, but I love it.
It makes so much sense.
You're the
It's-
Crater Lakers.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's shit.
Oh.
I mean, there's far worse cool mascots out there.
Yeah, it was like
there
no
are.
natives. That's all I care about. No,
I think that's why we also just collectively
Yeah.
hate this
No
school so
warriors.
much.
Yeah. I don't want to deal with anything racist.
Mountain
Oh, yeah.
lions.
Oh, pumas.
wolves,
We could do
deer.
puma.
No.
You mean Chupacabra?
No,
Bald
chupacabras,
eagles,
South America.
mule
South
deer,
Pumas are a fictional
elk,
animal.
pumas.
cougars.
Or
I'm
not.
sorry.
I think we should be the Klamath Cougars.
No, I like the Crater Lakers.
So you want like old ladies with martinis?
Yes.
Yep, it's her aunt.
Sorry, the whole Puma thing was a red versus blue reference.
Gotcha. I thought it had to be a reference,
Ooh, what
but I'm
about the
like,
snow leopards?
no.
No.
Crater Lakers.
Crater Lakers.
You go to Crater Lake
I'm
High.
gonna look up where marmots
or
live. Though.
Crater Lake
Yeah.
Middle
Fuck
School.
that shit.
We all hate it.
Yeah.
We hate the names. We have no school loyalty whatsoever because the name is so dumb.
Oh my God. No. Check this out. You don't go to Crater Lake Middle School. You go to Clive Livingsdale Middle School or CL Middle. You go to CL Middle.
Yeah.
But somebody at some point during the administration history of your middle school decided that CL also meant Crater Lake. Oh. So you're the Crater Lakers. You all fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Marmots definitely live in Oregon. Just FYI.
That's something that Zip would bring up occasionally at your gathering.
She goes to
When
show
you're
up.
trying to bring up options for a band name. You are the Klamath Marmots.
She goes and tries to go and change the mascot every once in a while. She shows up to student body and she's like, actually, there are marmots in this region.
You are CL Middle Lakers.
And we hate it.
We totally hate it.
Fucking
Yeah.
worse.
All right.
And I think CL stands for Clive Little, Liddll.
Like Alice Little.
Liddle. So it's Clive Little Middle. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's the worst fucking middle
So-
school ever. Clive Little Middle. You go to CL Middle.
Ugh.
The CL Lakers is your team mascot. How did we get on this discussion topic?
You
I don't
asked
remember.
us about something.
Why can't we just be like the pikas or something?
Pika.
Nope.
I
Pika.
think it's
Nope.
Pika.
It is said, therefore it is done. Continue.
Crater
All right.
Lakers.
You are the Crater Lakers.
We're all
Anyway, it is your
really
homeroom. You are all gathered together, and
We're so checked out.
you were so checked out this morning. It is the last day of school before Christmas break begins.
Are there
None
finals
of you
today?
have gotten your presents yet, except for.
Yep.
Are you wearing it?
Yep.
Hell yeah! So you're all sitting together in homeroom, and
Are we,
Ryan-
though?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
all in the same
Okay.
class.
I mean, but do we sit together?
We're all sitting in the same room. We're not
Okay.
necessarily sitting together.
We're in a band together.
Okay.
Why wouldn't we be sitting together?
I was just
we're
wondering.
in a fucking band.
I was
Am I
wondering
in the
if he sat with
band?
us and if she sat with
Am I in the band?
I could see us sitting together.
I mean, like,
Is she in the band?
Am I in the band?
Don't you play like a sweet ass synth or something?
Yeah,
like
I
that?
do synth. Yeah.
You're that gal that has the Macintosh computer that presses the button every now and then.
Yes.
Navita. Synth, theremins, bass, and drums.
Well, we also have that sweet ass mandolin
Charlie.
player.
Mandolin.
Yeah.
I like the mandolin.
Ah.
Charlie, that totally doesn't hang out with us. Charles.
Charles.
I call
Charlie.
him Chuckles.
He doesn't
Fucking
respond to
hates
that.
that.
He hates this place.
He is
All right.
He
no, I
is-
wouldn't say that.
Charles.
Charles.
You do not call him Charlie, Charleston, or anything
Wait.
else. Respond to that. He is Charles.
Who the fuck is Charles?
Chaz.
So Charles is the
Mandolin player.
mandolin
I
player.
thought that was
guitar-
Rasmussen.
No, he
He's
plays the
theremin.
drum.
No, I
He
play
plays-
theremin.
yeah.
You play the
Okay.
theremin.
Rasmus
And recorder.
plays the drum. I
And
think.
jaw harp.
Yes, and jaw harp.
Okay.
Ryan doesn't play anything.
So I'm not
He's
in the
roadie.
band. And so I don't sit with you guys because I don't think I'm welcome yet. And that,
Because you're not.
That would be risky. So
Because
I'm
it is
near,
Okay.
but
within earshot.
within earshot.
Actually, here's how I'm picturing this. Your group, the Losers Club, or whatever it is you call yourself,
Loser's Paradise.
you
Yeah.
sit in the lower left quadrant of the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Except for
And-
me, I'm in the front row.
In the upper right corner of said quadrant sits Ryan,
Mm-hmm.
who sits in both the upper right corner of your group and the lower left corner of the jock group.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Mm.
So
Intermediary.
he's
on the
close
borderlands.
enough to hear both groups.
You are Switzerland.
I'm
Thought it
just
was-
trying to pass. I don't have all the money.
I thought it was Sweden.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
So that morning in
I
homeroom, your
do-
teacher steps in and goes,
It is.
"Welcome your class house. Well, Christmas Day. Tomorrow, 2 weeks, you're free. How's about that? All right, let's call class attendance. All right. He goes through some names. We got Melissa. No, you're not a Melissa. You're Tiffany. Tiffany Bartlett. It's about the same name there. Tiffany Bartlett.
Did someone get one of the really, really old retired teachers as a sub?
That was a reference to a previous game.
Yes.
I am taking
Mr.
pencils
Barlow.
and chucking them at the ceiling right now.
Tiffany Barlow. Are you here?
I'm here.
What is that? All right, John Bath. He goes down a list of names. Winifred Hamilton.
You have my sword.
All right, miss, you're here. You're here. I take it. Yeah. And he goes down a list and he finally comes to, well, Ryan Tupper, you best be here.
Here, sir.
That's right. Blah, 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 blah. Names. And finally, the last name he comes Sith. Yes. Yes.
Syphilis?
Yes. Seth. You here, Seth?
Yes, I am here. It is Stremsky.
Why you gotta be so creepy about it?
I am not.
Boy, there's some. Well, tell you what. Thank you.
Oh.
You got 12 minutes for your next class.
It took
Best
that
do
long
your homework now.
to call roll. It took 40 minutes to call roll.
Well, 38 of it was trying to figure out how to pronounce my last name. So
You best do your homework now, because I know you didn't.
I did.
I shouldn't say that. Merry Christmas, y'all.
Is there any extra credit I can do?
It's homeroom, child. It's homeroom.
Oh, okay.
Homeroom extra credit. Yes. I take one of your paper airplanes that you were tossing, and I like open it up and I write a note and I like throw it at Ryan.
Eventually, at some point, you have 12 minutes to meet up.
Okay.
What do you discuss during that 12
Well,
minutes?
the note says, nice duds.
Yeah, a Rockets jersey with a Lakers
I don't
warm up.
give a
I
shit.
hate it.
Oh God!
I don't care about the sports team.
Oh no, I'm saying the colors are gotta be a god awful combination.
Zip, our show is coming up next week. We must finalize our band name. We have to do
I thought
this.
we had figured this out.
No. You thought we had it figured out, but it was not.
Okay, well.
I'm thinking the Closet Commies would be a great name for a band. What do you think?
They're arguing Tupper is desperately trying to stay awake.
I was thinking like sound pollution.
No. We can't name ourselves after what we sound like. That would be ridiculous.
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
What about Zip and the Red Scare?
Part of that I like.
I do
of
like
it
the Red Scare part. That is lovely.
I like the zip part. That's my favorite.
What about zippers?
The-
Zippers?
The zipper?
The
Hard
zippers?
pass.
Ryan,
Yes,
you're in that awkward position where you're trying to listen to the conversation of your friends,
mm-hmm.
but also trying to maintain social graces because,
Yep.
nearby you or where the rest of the team sits. And Brody of the team, you overhear him talking about, among his usual bitching, you catch something new. And that is him bitching about his little sister.
Oh.
Because she's just like fucking bitching about that cat. Who cares about the cat? Fuck the cat. Everybody's like, yeah, fuck the cat, man. The cat is stupid. Nobody gives a shit about the cat.
What happened to the cat?
Man, what? Oh, yeah. She's just like, my sister's just pissed because, like, her cat didn't come back last night. She let it out for food. Didn't come back. Ain't seen her this morning. I haven't, I was at Sheila's house. Sheila's house. This is an 8th grader.
Yes.
By the way.
Yeah.
Sheila's
So
house
in other
last
words, what you're
night.
doing is totally appropriate. I got it.
Yes, yeah.
All he has is a big old hickey on his neck, and that's it.
It's like, yeah, my little sister's just pissed about the cat. Didn't come home this morning. Last night. Whatever.
Wow. Just didn't come home?
Didn't come home. Didn't come in.
I mean, cats.
You let the cat out.
Cats do that. He'll come back.
You have a fucking cat.
No, my aunt does, but he'll disappear for a couple days, come back, and dive into sports talk.
Dive into sports talk. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Like
No.
only a small forward can.
Question.
Yes.
Does he often come to school looking like he slept elsewhere?
It has been known to happen a time or two. Usually he passes it off more like he did a morning workout or something better than this.
Okay.
This is like, yeah, it's pretty clear he missed a couple meals and, yeah.
Okay.
This is unusually run down and
Okay. I just wanted to know how much I would have noticed.
Yeah.
Which it seems like
I mean,
probably would have.
Normally he doesn't book out of the house. You know, I mean, the only reason it happened this time was it wasn't at home. It was at his mom's family's place.
Right.
All of that.
Does anybody wish to share any aspects of their lives before we move on? Like, you haven't talked to each other in a little bit, so you're reconnecting in the morning.
I just want to say, perhaps for our band name, we can possibly... Okay, a bad thing happened last night with my sister and our whole family, really. A dog went missing, but I would like to maybe propose that we go and name the band after my poor missing dog, McNamara and the Strange. I think might be a really good band name in honor of McNamara. Strange and the McNamaras instead, perhaps?
What about just the Strangers?
Oh, that could work.
Or just strange?
Oh,
I mean,
that works. I like that.
I mean, I was thinking more like darker, less weird. I mean, more metal. I don't know.
But we're not mellow. We have a theremin.
But I mean,
theremins made of
we
metal?
kind of shred.
I mean, you do on your bass quite well, actually. Very, very impressed by your work.
Thank you.
Oh, Seth, I'm going to need you to tell me where you got the theremin.
Oh, I most definitely got that from Yvette.
Okay. Where
What?
did she get that theremin? What's the story?
Oh, it's
Because
from
a
the...
theremin is not a thing that one normally
Yeah,
has.
vet, not a vet. Okay.
Yeah, bet.
It took me a second, too. I got you, buddy. I got you, Sam.
She's
Carried this through. Nah.
Continue.
Yeah. I know the vet. Yep, Yvette. Rita, whatever.
No, Yvette...
I'm sorry. I'm now just picturing Apocalypse Now, and instead of Flight of the Good Valkyrie, somebody's playing a theremin.
I'm sure that exists on the internet somewhere. I'm going to find it after the show.
I love the smell of theremin in the morning.
No one does. No one should.
There he goes. We lost him.
We lost Jacob for the 5th time this evening. This is wonderful.
We win some kind of award.
Is there an award?
I think Yvette got it from the old country, but she won't tell me where or how.
Okay.
It might have just been cobbled together from old
That's fine. Yeah.
robot parts.
Maybe I made it. I don't
It's
know.
ultimately not that important.
Okay.
Any last bits of conversation before we move into
Well,
the rest of
I
your
mean,
day?
Your dog?
That's what my sister told me.
Well, did you see?
No, she just was out there, outside, in the... God. She was out there in the backyard with the collar in her hand. She said she chased after him, but he never came back and lost us. I didn't want to ask any more questions. She seemed very upset.
That's really sad.
Your dog was, like, big, wasn't he?
Yes. Yes,
So-
he was.
How? I mean, wouldn't she have? I don't know. Do you live in out of character? Do you live in town more, like closer to downtown?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the larger houses on the closer to downtown area
Okay.
because the mayor's got to be all up right in people's faces.
I mean, did you check like the park or like should we go out after school today and maybe look?
I would actually really like that if you would join me with that. That would actually make me feel a lot better.
Yeah. Why don't we just make plans like to do that after
Can we?
school? Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to.
I
No,
could
it's
probably get
okay.
Gerald to drive us.
I mean, yeah.
I think on foot would be better. That way I can call after McNamara.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I don't mean to. I know it's Friday. I know it's the last day of school. We have the tree lighting ceremony, which I have to attend.
I don't give
No.
a shit about that, but I mean, I know your parents.
I have to attend. I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Suddenly, a paper airplane arches and catches in your perfect dew. And it's a note saying, "Need a hand?" And I'm like looking back at you.
I'm like, yeah, let's make a search party after school. We'll look for him. Because, I mean, maybe he already went back home, but you live in town and...
Yes, I think we can go and meet at my... We'll meet at my house, and then we can go from there. I talked to Quinn already about the places she's already looked, so we can go from there, and I think we might have a fighting chance if there's at least...
Did you...
Oh, wait, with him?
With who?
I look at Ryan.
I mean, he's got a bike. He can cover a lot of ground.
He's got a bike.
He's like pretty tall too. I bet he can like walk really long.
We just used him to carry our equipment. Is he more than that now?
Well,
I mean, he can carry my computer bag. That might be helpful. I don't know.
Well, I suppose 4 is better than 3, so let's do this. All right, I agree.
Yeah, I just got to be home by like 7 because that's I think when my parents are getting home from the Maldives.
But the tree lighting ceremony is not until 8, so that should be perfect timing.
Okay. Well,
And on that note, the bell rings, and it's time to move on to your next class.
Right.
The rest of the day goes by, and a few things that you overhear in your various classes is that one of the V's is lamenting the fact that her horse that she has been training with.
Or dressage. Is it dressage? That has
Probably.
dressage?
I don't know what that
Western
word means,
jumper.
but
Western
sure.
style, not
Yes,
European.
if it's an uppity word, then yes, it is that uppity word.
Dressage is basically horse ballet.
Fuck you. And this word, fuck you for even knowing that. And one of the V's is complaining about her horse.
It's an Olympic sport, man. I'm not kidding.
Her horse apparently
Okay.
broke out of its pen in the evening and has not been seen since.
Okay. Don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't care either.
But one thing specifically of note, Ryan, is that a few of the other small handful of tribals who are also in the school, through them you hear of a number of missing animals, not necessarily pets, but livestock or prized animals for various grooming purposes have vanished from tribal lands. And you hear a name that strikes your curiosity because it is the name that you associate with the cat.
Kent? That is distressing.
As the day goes by, you start to pick up on more and more missing animals. And then in the area, it's not something that you would have listened to normally. It's just the talk of kids about whatever it is that kids talk about. But now that that Seth has brought this up, and you started to talk a little bit about it, you started to notice patterns. There are some missing animals in the area. The day ends. What do you do after school? It's Friday.
Well, we're meeting up at my parents' place because I've convinced them all to organize a search party.
Are you meeting up at your parents' place, or are you meeting up at your hangout?
I would say the hangout's outside of town, and we're going to be searching in town first.
The hangout's not super outside of town. The concept of your hangout is that it's accessible.
Okay.
So it's probably just in the outskirts of town, on the border between the town and unincorporated whatever.
Klamath County.
I still think we meet up at my parents' place because of the fact that Quinn has told me where she searched near our parents' place. That gives us a good base of operations of where to go from there.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I mention this is that think of this as you are kids, and kids don't have utter control of their lives.
Yeah. Okay.
Simply meeting up at someone's house isn't always the easiest thing to do, especially on a weekend.
Well, and especially when you want to be autonomous.
Yes.
Right. You don't want your parents to rope you into the pre-ceremony photos.
Right. No, good call. No, I think the cabin in the woods is where we meet because, so I bring a city map and I go and I get there before them and I start going and marking off places where my sister says she's already looked. So we can kind of
I'll tell you what.
How much red
you don't
string
have
do
to
we
bring
have?
a city map. Knowing you and the place that you hang out, you fucking posted a city map in there already.
Yeah. I'm going to make sure that I use the office phone to call my mom and let her know that I'm going to hang out with some friends after school.
I got to do the same thing because Gerald's got to leave like a half an hour before last bell to come get me. So I have to as seventh period, I got to go call him and tell him that I'm going to go play with my friends after school. I mean, hang out with my friends after school. And then he'll come get me later at your place at 6.
Do you have a bicycle?
I mean,
probably not
You
at
didn't
school.
have it at school because
No,
you were dropped off.
I dropped off, yeah.
So how do you get to the cabin?
I walk with one of them. Or
Handlebars.
No, definitely on my handlebars. For
Yeah.
sure. I
Okay.
have a nice bicycle and I take it on the handlebars.
So I have a BMX bike with the spoke extenders on the back wheel for
Stand up.
tricking and that stuff. So she has to stand up with her with her hands on my shoulders.
I'm an itty bitty thing, so that's fine.
Xander,
But your
I know you're
laptop's
being
not.
generous
I
here,
probably left that in my locker.
but I got to give this to the jock here because
Makes more sense.
she's got a 26-pound laptop in a backpack.
Am I bringing that with me or do I leave it in my locker?
Would you
That's
ever leave that in your locker?
Here's the deal.
Probably not.
You're
It's
a middle
probably
schooler. If you
$3,000.
leave it in the locker, it's in the locker all weekend.
That's true.
And it's
No,
Christmas
for
break.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
You're not leaving it there.
I definitely brought it with me.
Well, you have all met up within an hour of school breaking. You are all gathered together at your hangout at the weird-ass Hunter's Lodge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting out there with the map that's in the Hunter's Lodge. I have one of those sextants, and I'm making, just radius maps around places that have already been searched. And I already have everyone's name written into where they should be searching by the time they actually arrive at the place. And I look like I am in full investigative mode, and I am just dead focused on this map.
As we're walking to the cabin, I go, God, Turtle, what do you have in that bag? And once I walk in, I realize that the evidence that I was sleeping here last night is pretty obvious. And I do a weird tidying thing,
I don't even notice because I'm so focused on this map. I don't care.
Yeah, and I'm going to be the last one because I'm riding a skateboard.
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah?
I don't like being called Turtle.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Fred.
What'd you call me?
I'm sorry. Don't the other guys call you Fred? Should I not call you Fred? Should I call you Winnie?
I kind of like Fred. It's funny. Fred. Okay.
I'm not there. I'm not.
And that's when you ride up and everyone's looking at each other and you're like,
No, I'm just dead sitting at the map. I don't even hear this conversation about Fred and Winnie.
Uh-huh.
I don't even hear her come in. I'm just glaring at the map, and I'm just, finicking with my pencil, just staring at this thing.
Hey, Seth.
Making a game plan.
Have you calculated how fast the dog can run versus how the area of the woods? And have you figured out what our search radius is?
Oh, of course I've already created patterns for all of you. Every single one of you has a certain search pattern with a certain radius depicting the last coordinates of the dog already, based upon how fast it can run, given the fact that it probably has not eaten yet, so it was slightly less based on the fact that it'll probably be very hungry. And of course, the residence is nearby, and all of those things. Meticulously, I have maps for all of you. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm a cartographer, maybe.
Zip, you right up at this point. Sorry.
If I could make a suggestion, I think if we searched in a golden ratio kind of pattern, around in a spiral, I think we would cover more area.
Possibly. Show me your numbers.
Are you having a stroke?
That's when I write up. Okay. I don't want to necessarily derail this train of thought. But did anyone
possibly do this?
Anyone else hear a bunch of stories about animals going missing last night?
Unimportant. McNamara is gone.
I understand priority one, but like there were a lot of people talking about.
Yeah.
Do we think there were thieves? Do we think like what?
What?
I mean,
what are you?
What time last night did he go missing?
Well, I don't know precisely because I had to talk to my sister because she was out there during the whole pre-Christmas celebrations, and I saw her out there. She was upset. It must have been around 7:30 or 8 o'clock at night, I suppose, but I don't know when he around that time.
Okay, but a bunch of people were talking about.
Yeah, until I heard about one of the V's horse disappearing, I thought it was maybe just coyotes.
It probably is.
I mean, McNamara was huge. He's like a German Shepherd. A coyote's not necessary. I mean, even a pack's not going to go.
Oh my God, you guys, I read about this. I think that means that there's going to be an earthquake soon. Because a lot of times, like before there's an earthquake, like the animals can sense it and they try to like run to safety. So like maybe there's going to be a big earthquake.
Isn't that within 15 minutes, though?
Yes, I believe it's pretty shortly after they've gone missing, not, taking a day trip or something. I don't know.
All I'm saying is I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable scientific explanation for what's going on.
At that point, all of you feel a rumble. And then you all look to Ryan.
Look to...
What?
What? Did you fart again? Seriously, buddy.
I've heard that taking mint supplements is really good for that.
Ginger, anyone?
Mint tea is really helpful.
It was the school lunch.
Is this like semi truck going by rumble or something bigger than that?
That's the rumble the room, and that's about it.
I also glare at Ryan.
Did you have the chili dogs today?
It was octagonal pizza day.
Oh,
I mean, okay. I
think we're getting off track here. What we need to do is do the search radius for the dog. McNamara is out there. McNamara is out there somewhere. Maybe some other, I don't know, middling pets of none importance, but he is out there. He would not just run away. I know this.
Okay.
I know this.
Where do you want me to search?
I've already coordinated your path. It's on the map. Just look at it over here.
Here's another point, though. If they have gone missing from all over...
then our odds are greater if we search in different areas and find at least one of them. We can get answers from there. We'll inquire the damn animals. I don't care.
I'm going to go look at my map section and figure out it. Okay, I'm ready. Meet back here when?
I mean, you have a map, but
yeah.
Do you have a compass?
No.
No, of course
Excellent.
Not. Of course not.
I mean, I would think if we're mostly focused on downtown or like central Klamath Falls.
Yeah, none of these areas that I've drawn maps around are necessarily like in the fucking middle of nowhere. They're mostly neighborhoods. In fact, every single one of our circles does overlap, so we can kind of go and potentially meet up at some point to go and be like, have you seen anything? Yes, no, 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 yes. Also, I 100% have gone and possibly stolen a section of walkie-talkies from the police department.
I was going to say, if your dog's missing, are the sheriffs looking for him?
No, they're not, but I definitely have...
Sorry, this is the 80s. It never was. We call them Speaky Squeakies.
Speaky Squeaky.
I definitely have gone and liberated a bunch of Speaky Squeakies from the local sheriff department, and I've given them to all of us. They have a couple mile radius, so they're actually pretty good to use.
All right, you're on channel Speaky Squeaky 1.
No, not one. Are you an idiot? One is what the medical people use. Are you crazy?
Hey,
All right.
hey guys.
Clearly on the Speaky Squeakies, we use number 7 because it's bad luck for most people to use that one. No one's ever going to be on there.
I can totally hack those so that we can have our own channel and then maintain open two-way communication at all times if you want me to.
Wait a second, you have access to channel 13 and a half?
Yeah? Doesn't everyone?
Oh my God.
I've been on that for like a long time. I've even actually I found 15 and 7/8 too. It was pretty cool.
Winifred, that's brilliant. That's amazing.
Thanks.
Yes, do that to these walkie-talkies. Or sorry,
Okay.
Squeaky Squeakies.
Squeaky
Squeaky Squeakies. And we will go forth.
Yeah.
And we will find McNamara and maybe some of these other little fairy whatever the hell. I don't even care.
I gotta hook them up to my laptop real fast, and it'll take like 10 minutes, and I can reprogram them all. It'll be just fine.
That's lovely. Squeaky Squeakies, so forth. Let's go.
Hey, I reprogrammed the Squeaky Squeakies.
I'm sorry. What is your end goal with this reprogramming? What are you trying to accomplish?
Well, because on regular walkie-talkies, only one person can talk at a time. You have to have a public channel. Only have to be over, and you have to hold the button. And now they're just kind of they're just they're both two-way communications at all times on a channel that won't bother anybody.
Well, and no one else can get on that channel unless they've also specifically hacked that channel. The point is to make sure I don't accidentally tip off the fact that I've stolen these things from the local sheriff department.
So all we have to do is we take these rubber bands and we just keep the buttons depressed with the rubber bands, but instead of it just being one way, it's two-way, and we can just talk to each other all the time instead of having to hit the button and wait and
Okay. All right. Yeah. This is going to be the second dice roll of the evening.
Yes.
Again by Speaky Squeaky over here. This is you're going to be rolling a number of dice based on your tech plus what are your skills under tech?
So my tech is at a 5.
Probably program.
I have Tinker, Program, and Calculate. Well, Program and Calculate. Tinker, I have a 0.
All right. Roll tech 5.
Tech 5. So 5 of these bad boys?
Well, isn't she reprogramming them?
You're tinkering with them, unfortunately.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, hold on.
So many 6s.
Nice.
3 6s and 2 2s.
Wow.
Yeah.
With 3 6s.
Yeah.
6, motherfucker.
Oh, shit. That's where you live.
You
6
tie.
and 7.
I'll tell you what.
Yes.
With 3 6s, you reprogram the Speaky Squeaky to tie into a channel that is broadcasting a language that you don't speak. And it is a language coming in very clear, very loud, more clear than any FM radio station of the region.
Do we all hear this language?
You all hear it echoing through your group. You lean in close to try and decipher what it is, and we're going to call it there.
Ooh. Speaky Squeaky mystery.
Dun, dun, dun.
What do y'all think of that?
Nice.
Excited for more?
Yeah.
I don't want to leave this table.
But you have to.
Well, unfortunately, it's
You
late.
can't stay here. You don't have to go home.
But seriously, yeah, you want more of this?
Into this. I'm really feeling like I'm getting into character right now, and I'm very happy. I'm very excited.
Excellent.
I have a stupid voice, and I don't care.
Poppy?
It's all right.
I'm so tired. No, I'm good. I'm trying to play awkward and cute and nerdy, and hopefully that's coming across.
I love it.
Navita?
Yeah, good.
Excellent. Jacob?
So,
Jacob's giving it a thumbs up. But once again, you've been listening to Bikers, Dice, and Bars, recording a character extravaganza here.
Our first one.
Our first ever live character play.
nice.
Playthrough.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us,
Yeah.
listeners, and thank you for joining us, Navita.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
Well, and thanks to our listeners for actively encouraging us for such a long goddamn time to actually go and do this. Because we do want to let you know that if you make these requests and go and bug us long enough, we will do them. Mm-hmm. We are here for you.
And we do them faster when you buy us booze.
Oh, well, there's that.
And as usual, I'm NPC.
I'm just Jacob.
Dr. Xander Gerrymander.
Poppy Beaujolais.
Joining us for the first time on our public feed.
Navita.
And we wish to remind you.
Keep it shiny side up.
Always tip your bartender.
May your dice always roll criticals.
And please always drink responsibly.
Peace out.
Yes!
Thanks for joining us, friend. We've reached the end of Bikers, Dice, and Bars. Talking bicycles and motorbikes, gamer things and all the like. You can listen to it in your car. The Bikers, Dice, and Bars. Bikers, Dice, and Bars. Bikers, Dice, and Bars. Bikers, Dice, and Bars. Yep.